Let's see here. Receiving your content. They're receiving our content. And we're live. Live here in the office of the den, if you will. With
Good
the missus.
evening.
Heidi ho, everyone. How you doing? Bear's taking a break. Just here with the missus today. We're just hanging out. Some people had said that they wanted me to include her in on some of the live streams, so I dragged her over here. She loves being on camera. Yeah. Anyway, so just wondering how everyone's doing. We've dug our way out of the snow.
Yes.
Yeah, the snow is pretty
It's
much
still
all gone.
cold for me.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of chilly out. What is the temp today?
It's probably not even that cold, but
Hey there, we got. Was it? I can never pronounce his name. Zaphiel, John G, Yoda. What was it? Andre, hey, how's it going? Deborah
Hey.
Lynn and Jay. We're doing good, everyone. We said we're. Some people asked us to do a live stream this weekend, and we got everything wrapped up. And honestly, I'm just too tired to do any more workout in the garage. So
yeah.
criticizing the
DeWalt
DeWalt again. No, we had Milwaukee on the grill today. Boy, I gotta say, and the Milwaukee haters were much more vocal than or I shouldn't say haters. The hate I got from the Milwaukee fanboys was a lot more vocal than the hate I got from the DeWalt guys.
9 to 13 inches of snow.
Yeah,
Ooh.
not here.
No.
We've done our snow for the year, probably for the next 10
I
years.
was going to say 10 years, yeah.
Flyers over Penguins say it ain't so. Oh, about a foot of rain. You must be floating away.
Wow.
When is Harbor Freight releasing that 28 to 30 gallon? I think it's a 27 gallon in the Fortress line. I think it's going to be 4 to 6 months before we see that.
So it looks like Yoda said they sold their 5-drawer tool cart combo on Monday for about $350 and some other things, and they got about $500 to $700 tops for.
Oh, for a toolbox.
Wow.
Some good options. If you can find one, over at Lowe's, what's the Lowe's? The Cobalt toolboxes. They're closing them out. I've seen people say they got and I've seen them, 72-inch toolboxes for $150. You can get a lot of storage there with that much money.
Seattle's going to get more.
Oh, Farm and Fleet, yeah, they've Milwaukee's been really targeting a lot of the smaller specialty stores, and you'll see them come in, and basically both them and DeWalt are doing the same thing, where if you buy enough of their products, you get basically more of the line, stuff that you don't see in other stores. It's usually a special order kind of product. So there's actually two places up in Livingston we go to. What's the one place we go that you like? That's like Farm and Fleet, but it's I can't remember the name of it now. We're both spacing on it. But
Does it start with an M?
it starts with an M.
Murdoch's?
Murdoch's.
Murdoch's.
They've got the entire DeWalt line, and then there's another one, something lumber. I can't remember. It's a family name.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they've got the entire Milwaukee line. So it's good stuff, though.
Oh, tornado.
The tornado. Where's a tornado?
It says in.
Oh, in Missouri. Oh, jeez. Boy, a little early in the year for tornadoes, isn't it? Yoda. Wow. I guess you had a fun experience at Lowe's. Can't wait to see that video.
Somebody forgot what one you said was the best deal for a welder.
Best deal for a welder in regards to what?
They were at Harbor Freight looking for a welder, and they forgot the one that you said was the best deal.
Oh.
Deborah.
It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for just like, hey, I want to learn how to weld, the basic Chicago electrics are great. The Vulcan is their pro level, but I wouldn't say it's like high level pro. It's like small garage shop pro or very high end prosumer kind of stuff. And a lot of people consider those one of the best bang for the buck welders out there. But you're gonna spend $600 around there for one. I've heard good things about the TI, which is the middle of the road, but I have not had a chance to look at them.
Somebody's asking your thoughts on the Benchmade fiasco.
You know what? I don't have a whole lot of information on it. I saw the tweet that went out, and I gotta say, I have one of my favorite knives is a Benchmade, and I saw that they were helping the police department destroy guns. I don't know if these are confiscated guns used in crime. I'm not a big fan of the whole thing, but I like to get all of both sides of a story before I weigh in on it. Let's see here.
I was laughing chuckling while you were talking, not because of what you were talking about. Someone said to slap you. So I was giggling to myself about that.
What'd I do?
Oh, nothing.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Let's see here. The mini bands, 12-volt mini bandsaw. I just threw the bandsaw blade on my my Harbor Freight mini, but it was a 3-year-old blade that had been sitting in storage for the past year and a half, and I just broke it out. I was able to actually snap the blade easily with my hands. It had gotten that brittle because it gets so hot and so cold in storage. It was insane. So I need to go pick up a new blade tomorrow. Oh, Rural King. Yeah, I wish they had some of those down here. The only thing we have that's like that around here is the Tractor Supply, and it's actually an hour away in Pahrump.
Yeah, it's not close.
$220. If you got 220, and I don't know, did she say what her budget was for that welder?
No, she was just saying that she couldn't remember which one you had recommended, and she was going to revisit the video.
Well, it's kind of like this. They've got the what do they call the Omni or whatever. It's the one that does a bunch of everything, but it's kind of like your average kind of hybrid kind of thing where it does everything, but it's not great at any one specific thing. But if I was getting one for around the house kind of stuff, and maybe even for a small shop, I would probably get that just because you don't usually have the space or money to be buying 4 separate welders.
Right.
Oh yeah, bringing back the 80 or gallon or larger compressors. I don't know if we're going to see those anytime soon. I just don't think that they have that much of a market out there. And Cobalt is, and Husky. It kind of goes back and back. They're both really killing it in that inexpensive large compressor range.
Oh, it looks like they're saying she was asking about the Omni 220. Omni Pro.
Sorry, Yoda says they're normally destroying Taurus and High Points. In that case, they're doing a community service. Sorry, so what was it?
Josh was saying that she was asking about the Omni 220.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. That is if you want something that'll do everything, and you just gonna be done with it, the Vulcan Omni 220 is great.
Holy cow!
Billy Laptop with the $20. Oh, Mrs. got the bell. Really? That's how you do it? The Cubs aren't even asleep. Thank you so much. Greeting from New York. Hope you're having good weather. We are now. We had snow. We had almost 4 inches of snow. Yeah. But it lasted a day.
Yeah. But it was definitely very unusual for here. It was magical for the kids to wake up and go outside and see snow right outside their door, and be able to play in it. I mean, they've been to the snow before, but it's definitely different when you wake up and get out of bed and see snow.
Well, they'd heard our stories because, your time in Montana, so you'd experienced it. My time in the Midwest, I grew up around it. And they'd heard those stories, and they know they're real, and they've seen snow up in the mountains. But it's a lot different than going to bed and when there's nothing and waking up to a white winter wonderland. Yeah. And I just always wanted them to have that experience at least once. So.
And there were definitely great pictures.
Joe's in the house. Hey, Joe. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Lots of fun making memories. And, the kids all had a great time. I had a great time. I was freezing, but had a great time.
You went cold. She doesn't handle cold well at all.
I don't. I need to get, pants that have something warm in them.
Robert's talking about the titanium welders. A bunch of people here on the channel have gone out and they got the titanium welders. Some guys even did videos on them. They look excellent. I don't have enough experience with them to really say that, that's the option to go with. I just know that the Vulcans have gotten really banged on, and that there's almost nobody who's saying that they're not worth every penny.
So he's asking about the Bauer thickness planer worth buying.
On sale. When it's on its really good low sale price, it's pretty good. They're kind of a commodity thing. The planers, those kind of, they've got the barrel with you can see it, they've got the brush door at the front. I think they're made in, 3 or 4 different factories in China. And they're all about interchangeable. The one question is whether they have one supporter on either side or 2 supports on either side. The one with 2 supports are a little bit more stable. I'd say the Bauer is actually one of the better ones out there that isn't getting into the realm of having helical heads and that sort of business. So for an inexpensive planer that you can buy new, yeah, they're a great deal. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of times I tell people to buy, go on Craigslist, try to find a good deal for this, especially when it comes to table saws and stuff. Mm-hmm. The money that people want for planers on Craigslist is just ridiculous. There's no foundation in reality when it comes to that. Now, joiners and often called, not edgers, what do they call them? I can't remember the word. I said I'm not on my game this week. Anyway, it's like a planer for the side of it. Those you can pick up cheap for some reason, but planers, people want ridiculous amounts of money. So, check out Harbor Freight Coupon Database and for the latest coupon on those, and you'll get a good tool out of it.
Autobahn Dan is asking, I don't have my 20%
Autobahn Dan!
Is it still okay if I'm on here?
We'll make an exception today.
All right, John. Have a good night.
Who's
late.
leaving? Oh, John. He'll off to bed. Mm-hmm. Bauer Recip. When is it coming? I would say within the next 30 days.
Wow.
2 TSC stores within about 30 minutes drive. That's nice. That's what we used to have in California. We could either go over to Turlock or down to Las Banas.
I was trying to remember where the second one was.
Harbor Freight will be releasing Daytona Jacks in green and black. Yes, they are. They look sharp. I gotta say though, I got the regular gray 3-ton low profile jack. The thing's a beast. I love it. It lifts my truck, and I've got a half-ton quad cab, and it'll lift it without even with no effort.
Thoughts on how red Lowe's is getting with the Craftsman brand everywhere?
Boy, they're going to have to change their colors, aren't they? I've done a couple of videos where I've talked about it, and I got a whole bunch of pictures and stuff. They have taken over the store. It's like every other end cap. I counted last time, 5 end caps on the register side of the store were Craftsman products. They had 1 cobalt end cap, and it had 3 products on it. It was basically empty. And it's, and then you get down and you look at the boxes. Over half the boxes it's everywhere. It's literally everything in the store is becoming Craftsman. See? Oh, we got Raymond. Here, let me show you how he does. So take a seat. There we go. She'll get me later for that one. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Raymond with the $2 super chat.
It's even.
Oh, and there's a question for you.
Oh. Yes, pay less. It is sad that it's closing.
She actually brought that information to me. It's funny because I've had a lot of people on the channel asking about what my thoughts were on the Payless thing. I'm not the one that goes out and buys clothes. I mean, look at me. I'm very much a sharp dressed kind of person. I think I have 1 suit, and there used to be a time and place where I had to wear a suit to work and stuff, and thankfully that's no longer. But no, she does all the shopping in the house,
yeah.
So, and she is quite the frugal one. So, I don't know. What do you think? Why do you think Payless went under?
I don't know. I haven't read a ton. It seems interesting to me that the article that I did read was saying basically that all of the U.S. stores are closing, and as well as the internet. So I'm not sure if they're trying to say that they're leaving stores open outside of the U.S. I think I need to do more research for sure. But I don't know. It's very unusual.
Denver Bisson says he's not really a bear. It's it's a was it lycanthropy kind of thing. What was there? Hold on, let me catch up on something.
Yeah, it seems like there were some things that.
Yeah, it looks like Joe. Looks like you're the only mod in the house. What's going on here? Let's see here. Ottoman does Harbor Freight sell a cowbell? I actually kind of think they might. But this is not from here. Payless sucked. It meant you weren't getting Nikes. Yeah, I remember. I always wanted Vans as a kid, and my mom's like, "Well, they look just like Vans." I'm like, "Yeah, but they're not Vans, are they?"
Right, and the time and place that you are when that's important. Definitely everyone's paying attention to every detail, and they will know that they are not Vans. Although I have to say, the last few times I've been into Payless, I was surprised. They did seem to have some more higher end stuff. I was kind of surprised.
Somebody had said, and I'm sorry I missed who said it, but they said they got the Q-Tech after years of sanding. They got the Q-Tech planer. I have to say that Q-Tech, if you guys aren't familiar with them, they make a joiner and a planer that are both quite good for the price. In fact, I think they're one of the least expensive, decent, what do you call it? Helical heads that you can get. So I highly recommend them. I think they're great.
Griffin?
Cubans, I'm fine with Dominicans. I'm not that snobby. I only smoke probably 4 or 5 cigars a year. I don't have enough of a cultured palate to tell the difference, but I like them every once in a while. Usually when I'm on vacation, like down at the beach or something.
Mm-hmm. Squash suspension. Hey.
Hey, how's it going there? The old rigid TP1300. Pony sneaker. I don't remember pony sneakers.
I remember the one with zippers and the little Velcro pocket.
The kangaroo one?
Yes. I wanted those.
Yeah.
I eventually got a pair.
So Josh has a question about Craftsman versus Cobalt. Which one's the prosumer brand, and how is Lowe's doing this? And they're conflicting. Well, actually, the real conflict is that Craftsman is now, at least the one sold through every place other than Sears, is now owned by Stanley Black & Decker. Stanley Black & Decker owns Black & Decker, Porter Cable, DeWalt, and now Craftsman. Mm-hmm. So usually the formula is good, better, best, and now you get a fourth one, and it's like they're trying to squeeze it in between Porter Cable and DeWalt as their middle of the road one. Now, Cobalt is the house brand for Lowe's. So that they had been pushing it kind of hard because they're going to get better profit margins on their own house brand than they are reselling something from Stanley Black & Decker. But I gotta say, I've opened up a couple of the Craftsman stuff, and they look just like Porter Cables. They look like downgraded DeWalt's. And then I don't know if you guys saw on the community page today, I posted a picture, side by side, of the folding miter saw. And there's the old Porter Cable folding miter saw, which they still sell, and the Craftsman, which sells for a few dollars more. And other than color, they're identical. And as I say, when you're trying to convince us it's not just rebranded Porter Cable, that's not the way to do it. I mean, they're not even being clever about it. This video needs more cowbell.
I saw that.
Did I know that case knife is made by Zippo and Brad? I did not know that. Yes, Safi, I made you a mod. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? Max stuff is really on for the best. Oh, and yeah, you know what? That's right. I should have mentioned that Stanley Black & Decker owns Mac. In fact, one of the cute little tricks is the Mac 20 volt stuff is compatible battery wise with the DeWalt stuff, and you can buy the Mac charger for the batteries for about $10 to $15 less than you can for the DeWalt. I don't know why, it doesn't make any sense, but if you just need some extra chargers and want to save a few bucks, you can buy it from Mac.
It's got the Zippo Case Museum.
That's cool. I've never I used to collect case knives. Excuse me, used to collect case knives back in the day. Oh, I gotta get me a cough drop here. Dutch with the 369. Woo! With the old school amount, driving the missus crazy.
69 cents.
She's joking about it, laughing about it now. Later, after the video's over, she's gonna be like, he did that. He did that on purpose. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. The M12 Sawzall. My thought on the M12 Sawzall is that you should get the fuel version. Unless you have actually you should do this. You should get what you need. I'm always about get the right tool for the right job. Mm-hmm. If you're just cutting lightweight stuff, you need to do single-handed while you're doing something else, then get the lightweight one. But a lot of people have complained, and I've seen it. I've tested it, and it is a little on the. It's kind of mean. I joked about it in the video today because I like to poke fun at the fanboys and stuff, but it is a little on the gutless side. It's one case where I do think going with fuel in the 12 volt makes sense, but use what works for you. I mean, it will get the job done. That's the thing about any kind of sawzall, reciprocating saw. You get that foot planted good. That's the key thing. You get that thing planted, let the tool do the work, and eventually it'll get through it.
Wheelbarrow was saying buy the best tool you can afford, which is along the same lines.
Well, buy the best tool you can afford that will do the job that you needed to do. There's a lot of people, though, who buy tools that they can afford that they'll never get the capacity of. I talk about it a lot with guns, and I used to be a firearms instructor, and I would see these guys buying these, this rifle has, 0 minutes degree of, well, I'm like, you're shooting at 100 yards. How, and you're shooting,
you doing with it?
And you're shooting deer with it. You spent $3,000 on a deer rifle. My grandfather used to hunt deer with a World War II, salvage, bolt action. He did just fine. Mm-hmm. I kind of get into this whole thing about people overspending. Now, if you want to say like, hey, I bought this because I thought it was cool, that's fine. If you're doing it for that reason, that's fine. But then just say that. Be honest about it. Be like, I did it for the geek factor, for the cool factor. Sure, whatever floats your boat. I have no problem with that as an excuse. I just don't want to have you sit there and say, well, I did it because at the right minute of angle during the middle of winter months, the barrel warpage is no. You did it because you wanted something cool, and if that's the case, totally fine. But do get the job that does the tool. Get the tool that does the job that you need.
And Yoda was saying he collects pliers and has collected a number of them in the last 2 days. It's scrolling.
Pliers?
Yeah, pliers. I was unaware that.
Well, wrong one there.
Wrong thing. Yeah, it was Yoda.
What kind of pliers do you collect? We'll have to talk. I got a whole, I won't say a collection of pliers, but I got a bunch of old tools. Yeah. And I was just noticing tonight as I was going through them how many sets of pliers I have.
Wow. You never know.
Serious flooding in Tennessee. I heard that before. I'm sorry to hear that. That's never any fun. The wife buys shoes, I buy tools.
Mm. Kirk says it's weird seeing a bear's voice coming out of a human.
Pick up with a ram bumper does a pick up with a...
Oh, Tennessee flooding.
That's too bad. Yeah, there's Farm and Fleet and then like Northern Tool. That's another good place. Unfortunately, they're not out here. Build his own rifles for way cheaper. You're talking ARs though, right? You're not building bolt actions. Probably not building. I know a few people who do, but that's a bit more skill. Putting together an ARs. I mean, I've built several of them. It's like Legos.
Yoda's saying all kinds of pliers. I don't see old ones, but I buy from a German Amazon. It's scrolled up. I can't read it.
Or manicure. Deborah's saying she'd rather have tools in the shoes or manicure. Yeah. I keep trying to get my wife to buy cute shoes, but she won't do it.
He's got a rough life.
It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I live a deprived lifestyle. How dare I bash Milwaukee? Hand tools of choice. Depends on the tool. Most of my hand tools, honestly, are Harbor Freight. I used to buy Craftsman and was a Craftsman fan for years because of the lifetime warranty. And then they started getting all nitpicky on stuff. And that's when I found Harbor Freight and I could get my stuff replaced. So it was kind of a natural transition to go over to those. There are a few tools that I will, jump up a level for. Like I like my channel locks, name brand channel locks and a few other things. But I'm still honestly looking for a good set of screwdrivers. I've not found one that I like. Are you and VCG planning a collaboration video? We're talking about it. I actually exchanged a few emails with them, and we'd like to do it. The problem is they're on the East Coast. We're out here in Vegas. Mm-hmm. They said, well, we just need a reason to come out there. And as I said, Vegas is the reason.
Yep.
But there's a couple shows out here, big trade shows in the industry that they might come out for. So if they do, we are definitely going to do a collab with them. I do have in the works a collab going on with Steve from Explorer Steve. If any of you follow him, he's another Vegas site, whatever they call us, and a Harbor Freight aficionado. But he also has some serious tools. He's got a what do you call it? The Bridgeport CNC, and he's got a lot of great old stationary tools and stuff. So. Anyway, we're going to do a kind of a Las Vegas tool council kind of video where we sit down and just talk about our favorite tools and why we like them and stuff. Let's see here. I need to go to Canada to buy some. Oh, you're talking to somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else was saying that Amazon.de, which is the German Amazon, is a great place to get tools, but you have to pay shipping. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make it a little more expensive, but I'm sure you would get interesting things.
Autobody, I threw my Pittsburgh 17mm socket all in the trash because they don't care. Yeah, I for those of you who don't know, I have a connection at Harbor Freight at the corporate level. Now, he's not on the business side. He's over in the production on one of the teams, particularly the Hercules team. And I try to pass things through him up the chain. And I've said every single time, we need individual sockets and we need no skip steps or sets. They have to do it. The As Seen on TV guy is in Vegas. Yeah, he is. I've actually met him. Kleins are great. I have a bunch of S&K stuff. Air tool reviews. I just don't do a ton of air tools. I have a few air tools, but the battery-powered lithium, since lithium came out for smaller shops and home shops, there's just not much of a need for air tools. SK Free Sock of the Month is awesome. You know what? Somebody asked me if I was going to come out with my own line of tools, and I was thinking I should jokingly come out with my own special brand of 10mm sockets. That's all that we sell, 10mm sockets.
We'll make millions.
Oh, the Chinese, talking about, Zafiel's talking about the heater that Explorer Steve installed, the Chinese diesel heater. That's really nice. I'm a big fan of that whole kind of like the RVing and that kind of stuff. We had a bigger RV, but I've always been kind of, I guess, I wouldn't live the tiny house kind of lifestyle, but I like to follow the technology they use in it. Mm-hmm. The 390 lumen light bar. Actually, you know what? I'm not a fan of it. I got it. It's actually hanging right up there right now. It's what's lighting most of this, and it has a tendency You can see, you can't see it here, but directly underneath it, you can see each little line of light on what you're using it on. And that really irritates me.
Wow.
What's up?
Sal just restored his dad's old 1950 Klein's amazing tool. Now ready for another 60 years of use.
I love restoring old tools. I've done that a bit. I'm going to do some more of it. I know it hasn't got a lot of, love on the channel. People are finding it a little boring or something, but I do love bringing an old tool back to life. I really do. The 19.2 volt. You talking about the Craftsman power tools? Yep, yeah.
Give me the deck. No.
U.S. General Tool Carts. Yeah, man, it's hard to beat the U.S. General Tool Cart. There's, in fact, if you go on YouTube and you follow any of the bigger name automotive channels, and you'll see a lot of times in the back, like professional shops, they've got U.S. General Tool Carts. The ones that have learned that money is, it's more important about what's in the box than what the name of the box is. Sorry, real quick. Do I like Cobalt tools from Lowe's? I like Cobalt tools. I think they're a great buy for the value. My issue has always been about whether they were going to get made like the redheaded step child over at Lowe's due to Craftsman. That they had not been backing it up. Recently, they came out with a sliding miter saw, battery powered, and a shop vac. The miter saw is cute and nice and all. I'm not a big fan of battery powered stationary tools. There's a specific need for it. And if you have that specific need, then great. But especially with a battery-powered shop vac, I'd rather have a corded one. But I guess there are places where you don't have power. I guess why you wouldn't have a generator on a work site like that, I have no idea. Sorry. What's your favorite power tool?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Yes.
I would say whatever tool I need for the job. I do like drills, and I like to cut stuff, but I definitely feel like you should measure it and not me. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of recutting of things.
Let's be honest. Your favorite power tool is your mixer.
Okay, that's true.
What is that thing called?
The Vitamix?
Yeah, Vitamix.
Yeah. But I like the hand one that we had before that, too. I don't know what that's
KitchenAid.
called.
We had a KitchenAid.
Yeah.
I was surprised at the power that thing had.
Yeah, well, that's how we used to do all of our smoothies and stuff.
What happened to that?
It's still here.
Oh, okay.
I use it to make banana bread this week.
That was good banana bread.
Yeah, it has been. It's kind of dangerous.
Gluten-free, even.
Yes, we make gluten-free banana bread, and then it gets eaten right away, and then we have to make more. Yes, the Vitamix is a beast. It's pretty amazing. You can make flour, you can make smoothies, you can make margaritas.
Yeah, Brandon, you're right. If you're gonna have a stationary power tool and it's gonna have batteries, it should be dual power. Who was doing that first? Was it Rigid that was doing that? They called it hybrid power. Whoever was doing it, that's the way to go. It is, especially if it can charge the battery while it's plugged in. Black & Decker snake. I remember the snake lights. That was a long time ago. I think I did have one. That was a long time ago.
Snake lights?
It's a long time ago. Mixmaster Mallet. We did the Bassmaster 5000.
Yep.
I think that was a Saturday Night Live skit or something. Yeah, you can make soup in that. It like mixes fast enough to get hot and actually cooked soup. It's weird. Yeah. A snow bear. I have one. There's Blue comes out. We got the abominable polar bear. He comes out and does the reviews for anything cold related.
Raymond,
hey, Reef.
You were asking about an Instapot. You said your mom wants an Instapot. Do we have one? Yes, we do. They're amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say anything you want to do with it, look on YouTube. I do have the instruction manual that I have not read. But they're amazing. You can do everything. You can make hard-boiled eggs. You can put an entire chicken in there and have a meal ready in no time. They're amazing. I'm sure you can also do tool-related things. I have not looked into that, but I'm sure you could do amazing things with that, too.
A wider supply of impact sockets. Yeah. So many. Let's see here. How many battery tools does Hercules have on the platform? Not many. I think not. They've got the three 12 volts, and then I think they have 3 or 4 of the 20, 18, 20 volt, whatever. But they're coming out. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming out. There's the recip saw coming out, the circular saw. Those probably both come out in the next 30 days. Yeah, they do. They know they need to come out with them. But it's one company trying to come out with, think about that. This is one company trying to come out with multiple lines of tools across the board. They came out with new welders. They came, 2 new lines of welders. I I know how many how do I put this? I know how many miter saws they plan to sell in store. And I can't tell you, but I can tell you that you would be shocked is not the word for it. You basically, like I said when I found out, I said, you guys are going to change the name to, from Harbor Freight to the miter saw store, because half the store is going to be miter saws. And they're just coming out with so many tools that, basically some of them just don't get as much love to come out as soon as they should. And they realize they made a mistake with the Bauer, or not the Bauer stuff, with Hercules stuff. And they're trying to catch up. I tell you, this year is going to be a huge year for both Bauer and Hercules. Thanks, Joe, man. He's an awesome moderator.
I saw that. Yeah. Thank you.
I really appreciate, anybody who helps out with being a mod. It makes it so much easier for me. I don't have to worry about watching out for trolls and if I miss stuff, people, help out. You guys are great. I really appreciate it. We have such a great community here. As I say, this is, we're really lucky that not one of those channels where you have to worry about everyone in the comments section and stuff. Unless, of course, I do one of my, 10 things I hate about Milwaukee.
Just making sure they're awake.
Yeah. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me catch up real quick here.
I was gonna say there's a bunch of things, that.
Whoops. Yeah, we know you. You've been here. You need more mods when I'm here.
A couple other people talked about the Instapot.
Yeah. If Harbor Freight decides to expand their line, they will. Interesting where Abby has. Yeah. You got to see the pictures that they've put out for how many are coming out for the Bauer. It's like 60 plus tools coming out for the Bauer and 30 tools, I think, for the Hercules line. Best part of my rigid 18 volt is the speed of the charger. Yeah, I will say that. They do put out some good chargers. Amazon's great for bare tools. Just be careful when you buy that you're actually buying it from who the seller is on Amazon, because if it's not an authorized seller, you could void the warranty. Are there any tools that they will phase out to make room for the new Hercules stuff? No, everything is adding on. They're not phasing out anything. I know. I couldn't believe it myself. How many tools Hercules have for? Oh, we just talked about that. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to catch up here. Table saw. The table saw video. Table saw's out in the garage right now. I've got it and the DeWalt, and I'm working through them, trying to find out the differences and everything. New Icon ratchets. Boy, I gotta say, I don't get the new Icon breaker bar thing. I'm sorry, but I don't get why they came out with that. It really just exists for people who want to spend money. Makes them feel better, I guess.
Looks like a number of people teach and then have second jobs as well. They're mentioning that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sal, and then somebody else said that they work at Harbor Freight part-time. And they're a teacher.
That's a lot of work.
It is.
Because being a teacher, you got a part-time job just like grading stuff and everything.
Yeah, it's never ending.
I should do a leaked Hercules tools. There wasn't as many tools in the Hercules line that were leaked, so I've kind of just I've put them out here and there. The circular saw, everyone knew about the what do you call it? The table saw, and the recip saw and the radio. I think that was it. The radio, the recip, and the circular saw were the only things that really got leaked.
Oh my gosh, it's Josh, who is a teacher and works part-time at Harbor Freight. 71 hours this week.
Yeah. Clay, that it's hard to convince some people that, they're like, oh, I can get this DeWalt cheap. I'm like, yeah, they do that as a, it's like, guys pushing drugs, the first one's free. Well, they get you in or those low price tools, and then you're stuck into their battery platform. And now you're spending, and that's what I talk about. You got to look at total cost of ownership. What's the total cost of ownership? Not just what you paid for one tool. Looking for a skill saw version for HF and wondering what's that. There is a Chicago Electric version of the Worm skill saw, and there's going to be a Hercules one. Raiders. Ryobi's lifetime. Ryobi doesn't have a lifetime warranty. Rigid does. Ryobi has a 3-year warranty. 1 year if you use it for professional use. It's in the small print. Let's see here. Do I plan on doing a video where you talk about tools? That'd be great. I kind of missed what happened there. Do you plan on doing a video where you talk about tools? That would be great if this one piece or item was upgraded. Oh, that's.
I see what you're saying.
I kind of talk about that in every tool, but that's a good idea. We should do like the 10 best tools that weren't.
That were almost
great.
Were
almost great. Tell Agent Deep Freight I need the Bauer chainsaw yesterday. Did anybody see that? Toolhead did a leaked. He got some leaked information about the Bauer chainsaw. You should go over and check out his channel. Maybe Deep Freight's been passing him some information. Let's see here. Sorry, Dan. I thought I could do 30-sec timeout. Was trying to undo. Just playing. Okay. Everything okay, guys? Turn up Miss Bear's mic. Oh, we only have the one microphone over here, so she needs to lean over. Or talking to the mic. Sorry, we'll get it set up in the center next time. It's one of these little crane arms attached to the side of my desk. Besides, she's just here to look good. No one wants to look at me. Sorry, but I have to ask, what's with the router thing taped to the wall?
That's very technical.
Yeah,
really.
Well, that's the router for our internet. This is my desk work area, and it's got one of those coax cables. And you know how coax cables like to leap all over the place. So I have it taped there so the coax doesn't pull the router off of where it's sitting. And the router does Wi-Fi also, so that's why it's sitting up higher, so it doesn't get as much interference from my monitor and everything. I have a ton of electronics over here. We're actually sitting in front of a 50-inch monitor. So that's my desktop setup. I should have a way to show it to you guys one. Maybe I'll do a video on my setup here. But I've got a 50-inch monitor here. My laptop sitting over here is acting as a secondary screen. And that's actually what's running my computer. And then next to that, I've got a NAS with I think it's like 2 terabytes of storage. So, does Deep Freight give awesome discount coupons? No, he just finds us the good stuff that. Oh, did you hear? She said that she does look good. You do look good.
Thank you.
Better looking than I deserve, that's for sure. Let's see here. Just return things. I see sprayers, which we're not supposed to take back, and the Bauer demo hammers. The Bauer demo hammers, I think people just buy them to use for one project and then return them. I don't think there's a problem with them. I think they're just trying to not rent them.
Sal's asking about a good price for one of the 5 drawers if it's a scratch and dent.
I was seeing them go for around 160 scratch and dent. No, not 160, 120. I think 169 is the real price, but
I'm laughing at Raymond talking about nothing wrong with a little bit of duct tape and a new wallpaper. Yes, why we used the painter's tape.
Yeah, I'm very, as I say, I'm a fashionista over here. My workspace is all about, getting the work done and not about how it looks. I'm fairly new to the channel. Have you been around for a while? I guess a while, my friend. Have I been around? Well, I'm 50, so I've been around for a while. But the channel's been around. I started posting about 3 years ago? But I started posting for a while. It was intermittent, and then I stopped. I took like a 4-month or 6-month hiatus. Came back, posted again, and then we moved, and we were off for about 6 months. And we've been posting continuously since we got back in, I think, since December of 2017.
Yoda noticed my 2 pairs of glasses.
Yes. Yeah, explain that to them.
So
I want to hear this.
Really, one of them is so I can see right now, and the other one is more of like helps keep my hair back.
Yeah. She's always wearing those. You took your torque off.
I did.
We're talking about the headset things, and I mentioned my wife has one. She always has it on. It's right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wear it all the time. Normally, it looks like this in all of the pictures.
Auto banned Dan.
I think he was accidentally.
Oh. Joe, are you getting happy with the ban button?
It was an accident.
I'm auto ban. Hey, you guys need to check out Autobahn Dan's Instagram. He has the most amazing collection of bottle openers I've ever seen. I didn't know people collected bottle openers. It's pretty cool. What do you use to animate the bear in your videos? Well, I like to say Magic. I use style and panache. Sorry, that's one of the tricks of the trade we don't talk about here. Michael says, hi, Bear. Hi, Mrs. Bear. Hi.
Hi.
And the health look issue so good, barely. It has an auto repair. The Heath look at Heath. Okay. Life's so bright, you gotta wear shades. Yeah.
That's right.
Power and Hercules suck. Nice. Yeah.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna be doing my 10 things I hate about, or 10 things that Harbor Freight tools suck at. Somebody asked before. I saw the comment about do 10 things from Harbor Freight, 10 tools at Harbor Freight that suck. Go. And I'll say pretty much anything with the name Drill Master on it. Particularly the drywall screw gun. What is it? I just forgot what you call that. That little thing that holds the the helping hand thing. It's got a little magnifying glass. And it's got a little clipper thing. Those little thing, the wing nuts on that, they always strip out. The Milwaukee pack-out system. I wish Harbor Freight would come out with a pack-out system. I mean, come on, guys. It's a plastic box. How expensive do these things have to be? Am I affiliated with Harbor Freight? I am not paid by Harbor Freight. I do not work for Harbor Freight. All my opinions that I express are entirely my own. If you haven't seen, I did a video on the top 10 worst tools at Harbor Freight. I did a video on why you shouldn't buy the Hercules miter saw when it first came out because it was too expensive and had no warranty on it. The 12 volt stuff that just came out, I said it's great, but it's overpriced. It costs more than the base Milwaukee set, and I've told them as much. I have a working relationship with them. They feel that I'm fair and honest. I'm a fan of Harbor Freight because I like what they're trying to do, for the money. But I don't think that they're without sin, not by any means. Let's see here.
Somebody said that you need to come out with a weatherman bear.
The weatherman. That was kind of fun doing the weather stuff the other day.
You have to give me the duck. Stop.
They're Allen wrenches. They're fold out Allen wrench sets. Those things are junk. A lot of their bits are junk. The newer Hercules bits are pretty good.
Our dog
the
has
Dremel is trash. Yeah, it is. That thing is a joke.
Almost destroyed.
What did you do to Mr. Duck Duck?
Mr. Duck Duck is he's
why don't
almost
she
gone. Yeah.
Oh, she
She still loves that.
The Labrador.
It may need to go to Duck Duck Heaven, and we'll give her a new one.
Will Harbor Freight ever have a good table saw? Yeah, I've got it in my garage right now. Boy, yeah, there's a whole lot that's going on with Sears this year. It's apparently first they say they're gonna have to close more stores, then they're gonna like open some smaller stores, which I actually kind of like the idea of them doing smaller stores. I'd love to see them come out with, if they had sold off the Craftsman line, I'd love to see like just smaller Sears Craftsman stores, but that's not gonna happen. The $10 drop on the 12-volt stuff was nice, and yet I told them I can buy the M12 combo set for $130. And there's a huge line of Milwaukee 12-volt stuff, huge. And they comes with a 5-year warranty. You can't. I like it. Actually, I will say in my testing, the Hercules stuff outperformed the Milwaukee stuff. I like the feel of it better, but that's just an ergonomics thing. But I would still, if it was my money, I was paying it, I'd buy the Milwaukee.
Rick wanted to know if we had bought a snow shovel yet.
Yeah, she tried to talk me into buying one.
I did. I tried to talk him into buying one and having our children learn about making an honest dollar.
Yeah. Rumor has it they'll be doing a lot more Craftsman and doing away with Cobalt. No, Cobalt's not going away. It may not get the new tools the way it should be getting and expanding the line and growing the line. I said as much on VCG's post about Cobalt, and Cobalt replied back like, "We've come out with 2 new tools in the past year." I should have said something like, "Well, Harbor Freight's come out with like 50 new tools in the past year," but I wasn't going to be that rude. It wasn't my channel to lambaste them on. Put a plow on the RV. We sold the RV.
Yeah.
I want a smaller one anyway.
The Garfield cat. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Bear, greetings from Wisconsin.
No, jeez, yeah.
Yeah, we made a joke about that earlier this week.
I've not tried the Hyper Tough Impact. I want to try all the new Hyper Tough stuff that they got.
Aww. Cat browser, Mr. and Mrs. Bear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, in the hometown, the stuff focused more on appliances. To me, it was more of an appliance store than a hardware store. And it's still around. It's separate from Sears. They spun them off, I think, 2 years ago. It's a completely separate entity. I would love to have one of those big V plows in the front of my truck. The way people drive in Vegas, you need it.
Oh my goodness. Yes. People in Vegas and driving is special. And then add snow and it's extra special.
Is Hyper Tough a Drill Master competitor? Yeah, I would say it's. I compared it. I did a video where I compared it against the Warrior, which is the what the Drill Master has become. And I would say it's almost as good, but not quite. But they have a much wider array of tools now in the Hyper Tough stuff than Warrior has. Warrior just has the one drill and the flashlight. So how about the compressor and the table saw video? Table saw video is going to be out right before the end of the month. The compressor videos are waiting on my decibel meter. I ordered it off of eBay and was supposed to be here yesterday.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And now isn't going to be here until Tuesday. And I'm pretty pissed at the seller who lied about where they were shipping it from. Said they were shipping it from California and said it's coming from Eastern Pennsylvania.
They're kind of close to each other,
yeah.
Like in the same country, technically.
I don't know about the McGraw. They're going to come out with a bigger horizontal. I would say no, because they've never had anything like that. I don't see any reason to do it. Latest news on Sears is they're not going bankrupt, and that the judge let him buy the company.
Right.
Wish Rigid would make a cordless inflator. Oh yeah, to go with their line of tools. Do a direct tools video. That's not a bad idea.
Oh yeah, that plane that went down.
Andrew Leets, do I see that? I can't talk on that. Is that enough of an answer for you?
Blink, blink.
You guys plow snow? TLC landscape. I'm like, I don't plow snow anymore. Do not buy from eBay anymore. One thing you gotta remember, guys, if you buy from eBay, it's no longer a verified source from whatever you're buying, and most likely will void your warranty. You said something about RC cars for all the different tool manufacturers. Can you elaborate? No. What I can say is that you're probably going to see every major manufacturer coming out with an RC car in the next year or two, and I cannot tell you how I know that. Sorry. Like Milwaukee. Yeah, guys, I love Milwaukee. If you guys are a fan of the channel and you've been in any live streams, you know that I think that for a pro, if I was doing this professionally every single day, out there on job sites and stuff, I'm semi-retired these days. But if I was, back in the day, yeah, I'd be red with almost everything. Now, there are things that I like. As I say, I always want to use the best tool for the job. So it wouldn't be everything, but for the cordless stuff, yeah, Milwaukee's the way to go. Yeah, lots of. I used to sell a bunch of stuff on eBay, and then all the drop shippers hit it, and now it's flooded. You can't even find the good deals on eBay anymore, even if they're there, because it's all drop shippers. How good is Dremel? I think they're overpriced. Dremel is way overpriced. They make some quality tools, but there is a electric version of a Dremel, one of the higher end ones at Harbor Freight, the kind you can hang and everything. Nice little kit for that. That's actually pretty decent.
Good night, Smoking DeWalt.
Night. Is it safe to order online from Sears? I don't think they're gonna hijack you or anything. I don't know if to say if the McGraw oil compressors or oilless compressors are okay, but I've got, for those of you who don't know, I now have in my garage the Chicago Electric 21 gallon, the McGraw 20 gallon, the McGraw 21 gallon. There's an oil and oilless version. The Fortress 1 gallon, and sitting in the box right down here, which I just got, is the California Air 1 gallon. We're going to be doing a whole lot of air compressor stuff in the next couple weeks. And Explorer Steve's got his own, I think it's called Silent Air. So I'm going to be handing off the Fortress, at least the Fortress, and maybe one of the other ones, so he can compare those over at his shop also. I'm really excited about working with him. We're going to be able to do a lot of, multiple angle reviews on stuff.
The Fortress scares all the ladies at night when I let the air out.
The what?
The Fortress scares all the ladies at night when I let the air out.
Okay.
How about when you leave the compressor on and forget?
Oh my gosh.
In the middle of the night.
That Chicago Electric, there were so many times I would leave that compressor on and forget to turn it off, and it had like a slow leak on the hose. In the middle of the night, you just be going to bed, you just be falling asleep, all of a sudden, brrrr, from the garage, and you're just like,
crap, the neighbors.
Yeah, and that's going all the way through the house, but the garage just has that sheet metal door, so the neighbors across the street are hearing it like it's in their bedroom.
Yep.
Oh, those grinders, man. And they're coming out with bigger grinders, too. They're going to have a whole line of really top-end grinders.
Harbor Freight trailer safe?
Hold on. Explorer Steve has a Bridgeport. He's a nice one. I'm going to see if he lets me play with it. I sold my CNC, my desktop CNC. It was too big, and I just didn't have the time for it. I want to get a smaller one. Ever watched Toolbox Buzz channel? I think I've seen it. I don't really remember. I've watched pretty much every tool channel. I just like to see what people are talking about. Let's know. Tool deals is our I should do a video on how to find the good tool deals. Just basically tell you guys how we do it. There's one website. Cub Cadet. Cub Cadet just isn't as good as they used to be. I need to pick up a small compressor that can dedicate to cut 50 plasma cutter, which Harbor Freight. I'd have to see the requirements of your plasma cutter. It depends on which one you have, and what your duty cycle is going to be. Harbor Freight's getting a store. They're getting, with over 1,000 stores around the U.S. They're going to have a store in every town, multiple stores probably. Project Farm, love is testing. Yeah, you know what? I'm planning to check out that Amazon oil that everyone's been talking about. I can need to change the oil in my truck. I'm thinking about doing that. I would love a Bridgeport milling machine. I don't have any place to put it. Right now, I'm struggling with trying to find places to put stuff in my garage as it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just the fact that we're moving stuff around.
Yeah. Have I done a review on the Harbor Freight torque wrench half-inch? You know, I haven't, and I should have. I used one, and it's... Where is it? Oh, I know where it is. I should do a video on it. I have one. I don't know why I haven't.
Autobahn, Dan.
What do you say?
Alexa, change my oil. I'm not saying that loud or she's going to comment.
Oh, come on. Who? Admit it. How many of you had your ALEXA go off when I watched my my Milwaukee video? Scotty Kilmer, man. I can't watch him. He's just kind of out there on so many things. It's just... He goes off the rails on too much. Is Festool overpriced? That's a funny question. That's like asking if water is wet. 20-gallon quiet compressor. If it needs to be really like super quiet, you're going to get something like a Silent Air or a Cal Air. The Fortress, which is going to be 27 gallons, it's not going to be out for a while. I think actually she can. I think there's a connected coffee maker that you can use voice control for that uses the little Keurig cups.
I want to say that there was something that was advertising that feature.
If you're kind of even technical a little bit, there's a website called If This Then That, or IFTTT, and it lets you set up little scripts that if this happens, then this happens. So you can have it set up that if you tell Allegra, that's what I call her around here, not to set her off. If you tell her, hey Allegra, make me a cup of coffee, it then starts a script that then goes through their server and goes to your connected coffee maker that will make you a cup of coffee. You can do all sorts of other fun stuff too. Been on the fence about which HF air compressor to buy. Give me a week and I'll have a video out for you covering all of that.
Do they have a Dairy Gold chocolate in Vegas? Not that I'm aware of.
No, but it sounds delicious.
They just said chocolate. That sounds delicious.
Oh, I think. Anyway. I got my new Harbor Freight. Oh, closest Harbor Freight. 5 minutes down the road. Oh, that must be. And the new stores are so nice. They're all big and clean and shiny.
Oh, Leo likes your brief history videos.
Yeah, I need to do more of the brief history videos. Yeah, there is an Allegra microwave. Order Festool camp. I should have done that. Add it to the shopping list. Dairy Gold chocolate. I've not heard of it, but sounds good. Thanks for making the brief history videos. That's what you were talking about. 3 to 5 CFM at 70 PSI for cut 50. Well, the black one will do it. It's just stupidly loud. The new McGraw's, like that small. I don't know if the 10-gallon will do 3 to 5 CFM. I don't think it will, but the McGraw 21-gallon and 20-gallon will both do it. Only Chris Fix would make some new videos consistently. He does do some great videos. I like the little tool cart he has. Who else didn't? I didn't because I didn't buy a ticket.
I was going to say, anyone in the state of Nevada?
Let's see here. Hold on.
Dairy
Direct Tools
Gold.
is TTI. Yeah, it's their TTI outlet store. Struggle will let you know about some good deals and coupon codes on tools. Yeah. Ask Alexis.
Yoda, does Dairy Gold make ice cream as well, or just chocolate milk?
Yeah, I've thought about doing a barbecue cooking video. I've got 3 grills. You think I could probably get around to doing it?
I like to eat barbecue.
It's gonna have to be when it's warmer.
Yes, when it's not freezing outside, literally.
The Quinn stuff is starting to rust, huh? I don't know. The Quinn stuff looked pretty nice. From Struggleville when he had his anti-gun thing happen. He's anti-gun? Are you serious?
Who?
Struggleville, it's another guy.
Oh, yeah.
He used to do a bunch of Harbor Freight stuff, and then he got off into this weird, just doing cheap tool deals kind of stuff. Which are great when they hit. I do a video like that every so often, but he's just doing it every single day.
You should feel free to send chocolate to me. I will sample it and do a review.
Nice. I used to have a favorite Craftsman tool. It was any of the wrenches. And yes, that is painter's tape holding down a coax cable so it doesn't knock my router off the little shelf up there. I'll have to look into the Quinn rusting thing. Maybe I'll go and buy one just to see if I can make it rust. Can't believe your Quinn bottle opener outside. The extendable half-inch ratchet gets returned a lot by professional mechanics. Really? Because I have that, and I actually like it quite a bit. Maybe I know every once in a while you get lucky. As I like to say, we had a Pinto when I was growing up, and I'm still here, so, not every single one blows up. Did you really?
Yes.
Wow.
We had some very unique cars.
What is it? What do you think of the copycat as seen on TV tools? He is stupid? Apparently I don't know that one. I don't watch a lot of the as seen on TV kind of stuff. I know that they're mostly junk anyway, so. What am I doing with the...
Yeah.
I'm holding the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone's like, Tool Boss, he should... Every day sounds like Tool Boss, he should pay rent to Home Depot. Yeah, he gets a... Apparently he didn't like me reporting on something about Ryobi one time. I don't know. It's chocolate milk. It was to review here on the Palomino in Vegas. There's a Palomino here? I haven't been at Palomino's in forever. Yeah, well, as a firearms instructor, you're probably not going to hear that from me. Whoa, too fast, guys, too fast. Bunny's in the house. Hey, Bunny. How do you not have all the stuff you have bought and need more? Well, you know what? I lost a lot of my tools years and years ago. I had inherited a whole bunch of stuff, and I had a whole line of Craftsman and everything else. And it was I was moving, and it got put in a storage unit for a month. And this was in Cincinnati, Ohio, and there was some spring flooding, and the entire storage unit got ruined. And I lost an antique desk. My grandfather's my grandfather on one side made the desk. I lost my grandfather's golf clubs. I lost a lot of important stuff that I had.
Hey, Bunny.
The only bitch about struggle because he'd send him emails with tons of great deals, and he would post any of them just Chinese stuff. I don't know. the thing is with those deals, I do the videos every so often, but really, there used to be two websites. It was or was it Fat Wallet and Slick Deals. And you just go to either of those, and Fat Wallet's gone away. You just go to Slick Deals, you go into the forums, you search under tools, and that's how they find all those deals. It's, I posted about, no offense, I'm not trying to call out the VCG guys, but, just as an example, they were talking about, oh, look, we found this deal on that, on the Jaw Horse and how cheap it is and everything else. I'd posted about that 2 weeks prior to that, and because I saw it on Slick Deals. So it's all that stuff you can get. That's why I don't do a lot of those videos, because I feel they're kind of, I don't know. I feel like anybody can go and find it. It's not really that new, big in news. If I find something that's a great deal, like, as I said, like, that Jaw Horse, those are really good. I got one. I actually bought one the other day, and I'm actually using it right now to hold up my bandsaw. So it's, I really like them. They're a lot heavier than I was expecting, but they're well made. Yeah, they don't insure anything.
No.
Any tips for using Harbor Freight coupon database? Use it. That's the number one tip. Always use it. Let's see here. Bear, was you a financial guy back in the day? I was the chief operating officer, which means I was basically in charge of everything. I didn't do the books, but I was in charge of the person who did the books. And so, yeah, I'm definitely a numbers person. It comes down to it. But I was also the person that made sure, teams, got done and got put together, and we were delivering to the client. So I operated on both sides of the house.
Rick wants to know if the Cubs shop at Harbor Freight.
Cubs love Harbor Freight. Usually. Every once in a while they'll be like, oh, we're going to Harbor Freight again. But usually they like it, especially now since everyone at the Harbor Freight's always know me. Mm-hmm. And they get a feel look. My daughter likes to say that I'm Harbor Freight famous.
Mm-hmm.
Plagiarizing. Yeah, it kind of feels like that. The Jaw Horse has been $35 for months. Yep. No, our storage unit was in the Central Valley, and there's no trees or anything around there. The tile saw did make it through the snow, and it ran just fine. Mm-hmm. It did great. In fact, I might even be sending that over to Explorer Steve. He's thinking about wanting to do a video just to try it. He actually redid his bathroom. He's like, I could have used it for that, but he does like the idea of just playing around with it, just seeing what he can do with it. I've had the idea of like just getting rocks out of the desert and see if I can cut them with it.
The kids would be thrilled.
I wasn't the bean counter. I was the person the bean counter reported to. Which means I had to understand everything the bean counter did, but I didn't count beans on a daily basis.
Is there a coupon for a hydraulic nail unbender? What the hell?
Hydraulic nail unbender? Hold on. A YouTuber... Wait a minute. There's a poster above. Oh, yeah. Only covered 1,000. You're lucky if it covered that much. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Another snow... Got 5-foot snowbanks. Oh, my gosh. Heavier does not mean better quality. Yeah. That's... I used to work way back in the day. I worked for... what do you call it? I was assistant manager at Radio Shack, and they had a Princess phone they came out with. And this is when they were first starting to put electronic boards in everything to make up for all the solid state circuitry they had. And it worked great. And unfortunately, what that meant, though, was that the phone was super light. And people would come in, they'd pick up the phone, and they'd ask if it was just a demo model because there's like nothing in it. We're like, no, that's the phone. Everything's in there. It's all computerized, so it's super light. And nobody liked it. Nobody sold the phone. The phone wouldn't buy or wouldn't sell. And so corporate recalled all the phones and put metal plates in the phone to make them heavier. There was like a slug of metal in the phone just to make the thing heavier. And then people would get it. They pick it up like, oh, that's sturdy. I like this. Well made. It's the same phone. Anyway, people... You can't just go based off. That's what I always say. People say, like, you get what you pay for. Well, you did get it, and you did pay for it, but that's about as far as it goes. You cannot substitute using your head by paying money. It doesn't work. The laser guided paintbrush on sale. You've been looking at those Harbor Freight spoof ads again, haven't you? The self tumbling beach umbrella. What's my unusual favorite item from Harbor Freight? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if it's that unusual, but I love the foot pedal that you can buy that you can basically use on any tool, and especially if you have like a stationary tool. It plugs into the foot pedal, and the foot pedal plugs into the wall. Now you can use two hands on something, use the foot pedal to turn it on and off. I love that. Most people don't even think about using that thing.
Wheel Rose comment, more dollars than cents.
Yeah. People who think they can throw money at the problem so they don't have to actually learn about the issues, and it just doesn't work that way. Half the stuff at Radio Shack is overpriced. It is. If you're buying any electronics there, at least it used to be just like 1 or 2 years older, rebranded as their house brand, and it was all made by somebody else. Hold on just a second. Is my background business or engineering? My background is a whole bunch of stuff. I started in construction, but I taught myself computers at the same time. I've run a computer business. I've run a construction business. I worked in Silicon Valley with, I was not the engineers, but I worked with so many engineers that a lot of it rubbed off. I spent so much time just, sitting around and, bull, with engineers that you just can't help but learn through osmosis. And I'm kind of like I have an engineering kind of mindset, so I do a lot of, hobby kind of stuff. I've built 3D printers. I've built CNC machines. I can take apart and put together almost anything electronic. I got a lot of hobbies and a lot of interests, and I like to throw myself into stuff. Radio Shack still exists. Yeah, they do. There's a few of them around still. I need a cordless hammer. Are there any good drill sets from Harbor Freight? Yeah, the Hercules ones are pretty good. The Barrow ones aren't bad. But I'll be honest, a lot of times for like the hand drill kind of stuff, I buy the cheap stuff. And I just have sets of them around the shop because they're so cheap. Change your blinker fluid. Free, never in stock, super bright LED flashlight. I got a radio from my room. It was $88 and the speakers were 8 watts. I take it that was from Radio Shack. Mm-hmm. Let your wallet do the thinking, you go out of business. Well, that's one of the things I had to learn because I was in charge of purchasing for years. And I had to learn the difference between buying quality and buying what would get the job done. Because we had to learn the lesson that, like, hey, if you buy this one tool, it's great. It's going to last forever. Yeah, but if that tool costs $100 and I can buy this other tool for $5 and it'll last 10 years, in 50 years, I will have spent $50 on tools. You got to look at where the value is. Even if I have to replace it every few years, if it's so cheap that that replacing it every year is still cheaper than buying the new tool, then buy the cheaper tool as long as it does near the same quality as the job. And remember, so many people put so much effort or so much thinking into, well, it's the tool that does the job. Mm-hmm. If you're buying tools because you need the tool to do the job, then you're not good enough to be doing the job. The tools help you get the job done, but the craftsman is the person who does the job. Slick Deals, yep, that's the site. Hold on here. Please read. I just add you on my Ray friends on my channel. Okay, I'll have to check it. We're looking at it. Hold on. I know I was ranting there. Former contract, we were like, can we see the ink on my arm? This is everyone asked if I was in the Navy. I sailed. I like actual sailboats and stuff in not just freshwater, but saltwater. But this is a religious tattoo. It's the cross, the heart, and the anchor for faith, hope, and charity. And then on this arm is, you can't see it, right to keep and bear. It's kind of my nuanced version of the knuckle love and hate kind of version. So you get compassion and love with this hand, and justice with the other hand. Let's see here. Oh, I got other ink. I got some of my legs. I got more sailor stuff over here.
I have no tattoos.
She's covered. She's from Berkeley. She's covered in tattoos. And the funny thing is, I don't like tattoos on women, and I ended up wearing a woman with tattoos. Scandalous is what I say.
Yes, you are very scandalous.
Very scandalous. The never-ending parking lot sale. Yeah, every 3 months, the rotating parking lot sale. There's never in the parking lot anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Always let the buyer handle the buying. Never seen so many mistakes purchased by workers. Well, the other thing is, you got to have buyers who will talk to the workers. Because if you don't, then you got people buying just based off of what the numbers say. And what they could be missing is the way the tools are getting used. So if the buyer doesn't talk to the workers, it's just ridiculous. And you can't let the buyers or the workers buy the tools because they're not looking at the bottom line of whether the business is going to stay in business. That's the problem, is workers always think that paychecks come from this magical land of fairies and ponies where there's always money in the bank account. And when you're a business owner, you're the one sitting there going, oh my God, I hope there's money in the bank account. I got to pay these guys because I pay them first before I get paid. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's getting towards one of my passion points, if you can't tell. I guess Harbor Freight is into hood. There's some into hood Harbor Freights here, and there's some nice ones. The one I go is in a pretty nice area.
They're kind of all over.
And in case she's watching, big up to Crystal, the manager at the Northern Northern Las Vegas Harbor Freight. She's amazing. I put her through a lot, and I know she lets me film in her store and doesn't say anything. I know some managers wouldn't let me, but she is really nice. Keeps a beautiful store. Everyone who works there, super nice. Thank you also to everyone who works in that store. You guys and gals are amazing. I think. Hold on, wait a minute. Unless it's IT products, what's the? Unless it's IT, okay. You need some music for your videos. You know, that's the thing. Is there's a whole thing going on with YouTube with music. Don't know if you guys noticed, but a few weeks or month ago, I started adding in music to the videos, and then this whole thing came out where people were putting out music saying it was copyright free, and then people would use the music, and then they'd come back and they'd copyright strike for the music. And what they do is they claim the music, and then they get the money from your video. So you can either take the video down entirely or let them have the money. So they'll put the music out there, let you use it, and then they'll come back later and go, well, no, we never agreed. We never issued it as copyright free. Unless you've got a contract with them saying it's copyright free music, you're out of luck. So basically then you have to produce your own music. And I'm not a musician.
Don't look at me.
Wolfie, good night. Take care. Shine on. Thanks for stopping by. Our Harbor Freight was the first one in Texas and wasn't a great building when they moved in there. Yeah, there were a lot of the older Harbor Freights that got kind of, what do they call it? Pigeonholed into some older buildings. Mm-hmm. Sorry. It's getting later at night. My stuff. I'm fighting off a sinus infection. No copyrights. NCS, no copyright sounds is good if you like that sort of music. I'll check them out. I would love to start adding music back in. I really like the feel it gave to a lot of the videos and stuff, but sometimes I just like the music of the tools and the melody of my own voice. Here at Smooth Jazz, Channel 97, West Las Vegas.
How many cough drops have you had?
Would somebody ask?
No.
I'm doing really good with my cough drops. I normally chew them like they're crack, and I can't help myself. It's just an automatic response. Do you and Mrs. Bear have a CCW? If so, what do you carry and why? We do, and I think we both carry cars. We're a big fan of cars. That's KAHR, for those of you who don't know. And what we carry, which version of it we carry, depends on how we're dressed. Basically, if it's hotter, it's usually a smaller caliber. Then if it's colder, we can carry something bigger. Pro singer and songwriter and guitarist. Cool. You're doing better than I am. I'm not a singer. In fact, I'm banned from singing in, is it 15 or 17 states? Something
All
like
of
that.
them.
All of them.
Well,
Clark will
except for
ban you
Nevada.
worldwide. You can make a soundtrack from Tools with bad bearings. That'd be horrible. I'd love to, find somebody who to do like some custom music for the channel. It's just finding the time to do it. And I have no budget, so.
Rick makes a good point.
What's that?
Rick was asking, do you ever buy tools from Chumley at the
Oh my God,
pawn
at the
shop?
pawn shop?
Which I have not thought about that, but that would be kind of fun. To
We should
look
do.
at the tools. That
No,
are,
I've been to that pawn shop, and there's
Yes.
not tools there. That's all high end stuff.
Well, they are, but they're people that are visiting.
It's a tourist trap these days.
Yeah.
That's all that place is. And the guys you see on the show are almost never there. Mm-hmm. Am I carrying right now? I don't carry around the house because I have cubs. And they like to climb all over Dad and jump around and play and wrestle and stuff. And for that reason, I don't carry when I'm in the house. That isn't to say that I don't always have a firearm within reach. And it's because the... and I didn't used to be this way, but we were sitting at home. This is back in California. We're sitting there, nice Saturday evening, and we hear this loud crash in the backyard. And somebody has been at a party, some drunken party, a couple houses over. We don't know this at the time, but there's a huge loud crash. Somebody's fallen into the trash cans. And I jump up and I realize I don't have a gun on me. And I have to go into my bedroom to get in the safe to get the firearm. And I have a quick access gun next to the bedroom, or next to the bed, but nowhere else. And now I have them all over the house and in the garage, because that made me realize that if something happens, I don't have time to make my way all the way through the house. So yeah, I'm not gonna say where, but yeah, in every major room where I spend time, within 3 steps I can get to a firearm. But they're always in a quick access safe or in a locked safe because we have children.
There's a whole bunch of stuff, but somebody said some pawn shops have warranty extensions for electric devices like saws and stuff. I have never heard that, but
I didn't know that.
what do I know?
Billy, hit me up, red@red-beard.com, and we can talk about music stuff. 10 rounds is ridiculous. Are you talking about what are they talking about? The SIG 365? How does your animation of DaBear work? Flawlessly.
Magic.
Sorry, we don't talk about the magic behind the bear. That's one of the verboten topics on the channel. KS, open carry with no permit. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I know a lot of people are, I deal with gun guys and as an instructor and stuff. Open carry, I understand the constitutionality of it and all that argument. It is tactically it's a bad move. You are declaring up front where the threat is, and now they can deal with that threat. So
You're missing some other stuff.
Hold on, let me roll out.
Catch up.
Billy Blake's Mine, California on a Saturday night. Yeah, in a town with 10,000 people, Central California. It's the town, I don't know if you guys heard about, where the police officer on Christmas Eve was shot and killed. We knew him. He was an officer in our community. It was a really bad thing. But other than that, pretty quiet little town. What's that?
Autobahn.
And then we're here staring at a snowy brick wall for 7 hours. It was art. Let's see here. Congratulations on 24K. I just got 2K on Valentine's. Congratulations. Good job. I'll have to check out your channel. Raymond Doolin. Everyone take a look at his channel. Let's see what he's got there. I remember in high school it was common for students to have a gun rack in their truck. I went to high school in Iowa and Nebraska. It was mandatory to have a gun rack. I think there's a law. 10 Round Magazine. Wizard of the Bear. It's magic. What was that stupid movie you were watching last night? Oh my God, that was horrible.
I didn't want to say what it's called, but yes, we were watching a interesting movie.
A comedy of some sort. Can you animate two bears with there? I can, and I was going to, but I was tired and decided not to do it. But we will do that.
Instead, you're just stuck with these faces.
Taking the kids to the range is a great way to spend it. I love teaching kids. That's actually how I got into being a firearms instructor. Was I started teaching for Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. BB guns for Cub Scouts, of course. And a taser. Is the taser for after you shoot them? Just to really irritate them? Come to my house, will you? Joe Smith just subbed to Raymond. Good man. Bad guy commits a crime, then drops the gun. Cops come in. They see a good guy open carrying who the cops see first. Well, if you went to any of my classes, you know exactly how to handle it when the cops show up, which is you understand they're doing a job. You comply with everything. You put the gun down. They'll sort things out after they've contained the scene. ABD was, well, not me. I almost bought a home in Newman, California. Really? You're joking.
That's amazing.
Oh, we got lucky. We bought in 2011 when it was at the bottom of the market. And we had such a great neighborhood. We had such great neighbors. We really miss it.
It's a great community.
It is.
There's amazing. Yeah. It's
so beautiful out there. Where at in Iowa? That's where I grew up. Oh, Joe grew up in Iowa. Everyone had gun ranks. Well, I grew up mostly in the Des Moines area, but my family was down in, most of my extended family was in Indianapolis. We had family in Clear Lake. And then I lived in, just across the river from Council Bluffs I went to high school in western Omaha and Milford, and then also used to live in Fremont back in the late 70s when it was home to the largest natural gas explosion in the world at the time. Tasers for messing up the rug. Nice. Why doesn't the bear cigar get shorter?
Bear magic.
She said it's magic, right? Bought a Mercedes instead. Bought in Merced. Instead. Oh, how do you like Merced? That place has gotten kind of rough. Tasers when you need to do cardiac stimulation on the person you're subdued. Or when you need to do it on the person you're about to subdue. Have I heard of the X-Star AR pistol composite $400? Can't beat it. No, I haven't. $400. Oh, composite. It's like the polymer. New Frontier made a polymer one. In fact, I think I've got a New Frontier lower on one of my builds. I actually kind of like it. I like the ultralight guns. I really do. I mean, if you're going to be hiking around carrying something, you don't want something that weighs 10 pounds. Do not subscribe to the RR buildings if you have any weakness for building a shop.
That means you're not allowed to subscribe is what I heard right there.
There is a channel that they do steel buildings. Is that the one that you're talking about? They do these giant steel shed houses.
Okay, I'm okay with those.
Those things are amazing. Driving through Las Banas sucked. Yeah, I had to drive through. Well, I kind of skipped around Las Banas going into the South Bay every day.
Joe Smith's from Ames. And there's some yummy places in Las Banas.
Ames. I was from Ames. We used to go to hockey trips up there all the time. I played hockey in Ames like once a month.
Wow. Autobahn Dan, I think we're having an issue with our streaming.
Uh-oh.
Autobahn Dan said he sold the house in Merced and moved back to the Bay.
Uh-oh. What happened? Did we lose it? Are we back? Stream resumed. What happened? Dan, what did you do?
Yeah, and how you sold your house in Merced and moved back to the Bay. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why you do that. Oh, let's see here. Bear, did you drop the NRA for support of... No. You're not going to like it, but I'm not a fan of bump stocks. It comes down to this. If video output is low. Sorry guys, something's going on with our stream.
Children. JB Phillips, too much gun talk. I'll go check.
Yeah, it might be. She's gonna check, see if the kids are downloading something or They shouldn't be, because usually we have just fine bandwidth. So you guys complaining about my tape job back here. That's the problem.
The little girl's unconscious.
All right. Weird. So, commercial in your stream. The bump stocks, I haven't dropped my support. I'm never been a big fan of the NRA. Let me start off with that. I'm not a huge fan of the NRA. I am an NRA lifetime member though, but that doesn't mean I agree with everything that they stand for. It just I'm a member of several gun rights groups and civil rights groups that all support that. If you support all the civil rights, I'm all for you. The ones that like to pick and choose, not so much. But bump stock, I know you're not going to like it, but it's a thing that makes the gun shoot like an automatic weapon. And if we're banning automatic weapons, that's just an attempt at a loophole is all that is. And they're just kind of stupid. I can shoot bump stock without a bump stock. Anybody can do it. Rednecks like me have been doing it for years. I don't need a bump stock to do it. Robert's going to bed. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. If you have CenturyLink, that's your problem. I think we got Cox Cable, which is also probably our problem.
Yes.
For some reason, I can't commit to the NRA. I commit to all of them. I say you need to be involved local, you need to be involved state, and you need to be involved at the federal level. And I'm involved with probably, I think, I'm lifetime members to at least 3 gun rights groups, and I actively donate with at least 2 others. Taitachi, I got bit by the Milwaukee bug, and now I'm buying everything that's red. I got the drill driver, the hacksaw kit. How do you feel about their tower light? The tower light looks pretty cool, actually. I'm a big fan of any kind of getting more lighting on the job site, and getting anything you can do to get away from halogen lights. If you've never had a giant moth land on your halogen light when you're working, you're sitting there, you're doing some work, and you're kind of focused in, and this thing lands on there, and your glass explodes. Oh man, I almost took a finger off last time that happened.
Deborah Lynn.
What's Deborah saying? No, I really got a commercial interruption during. For real? Like from YouTube? That's lame. They shouldn't do that. We've yet to see the bump stocks been used in a crime. Yeah, they're stupid to use them in a crime. I mean, automatic weapons in general are stupid. There's a reason, Spec Ops teams don't use full automatic weapons for everything. If we went down, there's a video we have that I think it's still on the channel of us going down to Battlefield Vegas and shooting automatic weapons. I mean, for fun, sure. What'd you shoot? You shot an MP4 and was it an Uzi?
I thought you shot the Uzi.
Maybe I shot the Uzi. Oh yeah, you shot the the MP5 and the M4, and I shot the Uzi and the AK. Mm-hmm. And I've shot automatic weapons before, but I mean, we're both so into it. We can't have fun and just like let loose. Even she's doing short controlled bursts. It's so sexy to watch. Adam Kraut. I wanted Adam Kraut so badly to get on the board. Oh, I was heartbroken when Adam Kraut didn't make the board. I really was. Thomas Carroll almost lost a finger too.
Wow. Deborah has a military marksman ribbon.
Really? That's awesome. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Air Force. Okay. No. I thought you said it was military.
Don't worry. I will be smothering him later.
Sorry. I kid. We have a lot of military people in the family. A lot of people asked if I served. I didn't. I was an Army brat. I figure I feel like I did my time. So, but no, that's great. Thank you so much. And that's awesome. You have the marksman ribbon. Spray and pray. Maybe you hit something. Yeah. Ryan Bendick. Was Ryan being a bad boy? Was he pissed about my talking about Milwaukee, or is it about the guns? Anyway, no board. The board has no power in the NRA. Adam just wanted the paycheck. That's not true. It's a nonprofit. The board has. You get enough people on the board, and they have power. That's the thing about starting a nonprofit. I've worked for enough nonprofits and seen them get taken over by bad influencers to see that, boards, I mean, that's the way things are set up. And there's a reason they're set up that way. Would you buy the Milwaukee Light for $179 or maybe wait for a sale? I really like that it works with the M18 batteries or cord. I like that too. And you don't have to ask me if I'd wait for a sale. Everyone knows I would. Air Force B-52 jet engine mechanic. Damn.
That's right, Deborah.
Putting everyone else to shame in the channel. I joke. My first serious firearms training I went to, I got hooked up with a crew out of southern LA that were all ex-Marine recon, and most of their training they did was for military law enforcement. And I was in a 30-person class, and every other person in the class was either military or federal law enforcement. And everyone went around and introduced themselves and where they were coming from. And it was like Marine, Army sniper, Marine, federal law enforcement. We had a couple of FBI, we had a couple of Border Patrol. The guy right after me, after I get up and they're like, "How did you get started?" I'm like, "Well, scouts actually, And they're like, "Oh, that's cool and stuff." And then I said back down. The next person was an Air Force sniper, and everyone gave him a bunch of crap. He's like, "But he's from scouts," and they're like, "You sit down. You don't badmouth scouts in here." They ragged on him the whole training session. I felt so bad for him. Some advice for perspective cordless buyers. The one tool you may use the most, the lights. Make sure it has a good light, or even, and make sure they're hybrid. As we talked about this before. Really, especially with light systems, you want stuff. Although with LED lights, man, they last a lot longer. A lot longer than they used to. Well, awesome. I'm a Ford Ranger mechanic.
Yeah. Sorry, I was laughing at some other ones.
Do I think Pelosi needs to be impeached? No, I think she should be extradited to Mexico. The one thing I loved was when he canceled her flight, they all joked that he did it too soon. He should have done it after she left. I think Nancy Pelosi needs to be investigated for treason. I think she's obviously taking money from some foreign nationals because the choices she makes have no... And not just about guns. It's just about everything. She's just completely just off the wall loony.
Somebody asked, what hand tools does the Air Force buy?
Don't ask me. I'm not.
Somebody else
sure
responds that I don't know what tools they buy, but a screw costs about $30,000.
Yeah. Yeah, Thomas, buy what works. That's what I always say. They say eat crayons. Yeah, I have a brother-in-law, actually from my previous marriage, who I stay in touch with. He grew up kind of like, I'm kind of like his older brother. He lived with us growing up and stuff, and he's in the Marines now. And so we're really tight, tight knit. And also where we lived in the Central Valley, California, everybody around there, if you went in the military, you're going Marines. So we're kind of a Marine supporting family. Raymond Doolin. What a small world. Your dad went to Boys Town. Are you joking? I can't do the Cubs fell asleep on the couch, so I'm not going to do the cowbell, but it's yay. Boys Town. I went to high school right across the street from Boys Town. And Boys Town is amazing. I love what they do over there. If you've never seen the statue out front, man, you just drive by around the circle there and you look at it and it's got the boy on the other boy's shoulders and it says, "He's not heavy, he's my brother." And that's a story and stuff I tell to my two boys. and my daughter, about supporting each other in the family and stuff, and always having each other's back. That community they have there is absolutely amazing. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I went to Millard North High School, catty corner from Boys Town. So somebody should pull up Pelosi's mask so we see her true reptilian self. Yeah, I just want to get the glasses, from them where you put them on and you can see what they really are. Central California sucks. It does. It is. There's some nice little communities in there, but I mean, you're like stuck between the Bay, which is fabulous but stupidly expensive, and then like Gold Country, which is just gorgeous but also expensive. And they never have finished a real train system out there. Mm-hmm. How much is a refrigerator? Air Force One. Your wife will be enlisting in the U.S. Navy soon. Oh, congrats. That's awesome.
We have Navy family as well.
I almost actually went Navy. I went as far as taking the ASFAB, and I was a day from enlisting, and I realized that I felt I didn't have my act together enough to do it, and I was afraid I would set myself up for failure. And now I really wish that I had. Actually, what I wish I'd done was Coast Guard, because, the time when I would have been serving was before we knew about the whole thing with the Desert Storm was coming up, and Coast Guard was the Coasties were the guys who saw a lot of the action, boarding smugglers and stuff like that. So, and I like the small boat unit tactics and stuff they do.
Mo Chedley says Central Valley doesn't suck, but that section of I-5 where all the cows hang out smells. And Autobound Dan said Harris Ranch.
Just so you know, those cows are all over Central Valley. The right time of day, when the wind and the heat would hit, Newman would smell just right. But being from Iowa and Nebraska, to me it smelled like home.
It smelled really bad when you first moved there, and then over time it became the smell of home, which your kids would say, "Oh, we're almost home."
Yeah. Sorry, I'm chewing on my cough drops, I know.
I'm used to it by now.
Oh, Tyler, you had to do the ASFAB. Yeah, I think they've changed it, but when I did it, there was basically two sections, and the what did they call it? The one that's just like speaking, and I can't speak and stuff now.
You're asking the wrong lady.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently I aced it. The guy thought I'd cheated, and he'd never seen anybody who'd gotten everything right on it or whatever. I don't know. I was set up. I was going to be working as a tech on the those little sub hunters that fly off of the carriers. Allegedly, that's what the recruiter was saying. You know how that works out. Dad talked to it. Yeah, I had everyone talk me out of it. At the time, the military was not as loved as it is these days. It didn't get the respect that it did. It was pretty much a bad time for the military back then. And I had actually been born. I was born in Heidelberg, West Germany, with the U.S. 7th Army, and had grown up in the military, as it were. So, and having all those people who had been in the military saying "don't do it" was the other factor that turned me away from it at the time. I could stand more than chicken and turkey house. Mm-hmm. Gunning, man, the fog. Oh, the fog in the Central Valley. If you people don't understand fog, it's insane. Excuse me. ASFAB, mechanical and admin. Yeah, that's... I wouldn't list, but since she is, I'm shifting to work from home. Dad of 2 kids. That's cool. At least there'll be one parent that's always around. I always appreciate that. Christmas tree, all test answers. I guess we have too much in common. Oh, come on. I love my trolls. Don't tell me you're not going to troll the channel. Like Isabella. Hey, there he is. Everybody's in the house. Hey, how's it going? What type and size of sailboats have you sailed? Mostly smaller stuff. I started off sailing Hobie cats, 14 and 16 foot, moved up to 18 foot. I've sailed a few like sunfish, those kind of things. And then I moved up. I've sailed a couple sea cats in the 30-foot range. I had a Luger 26-foot monohull with a swing keel. And, Raymond, with a $2 super chat. Do you remember my dad, Edward Doolin? Edward, why do I remember that name? Doolin. Doolin. I don't.
I think he said something before about Edward Doolin. We'll have to go and look at that again.
Yeah. Cuddy Sark, single-handed. Yeah. Every Friday night.
Scroll up, though.
Okay, hold on.
A couple. The one from DaBear. Scroll down. Yeah.
High five. Stay-at-home dad for the cause. All right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I had to explain to someone what a flathead screwdriver was.
What's the best mod for Ruger 1022 takedown? I don't know. I don't like to mess with the takedowns because the fit on them is so crucial. But I mean, there's so many things you can do to the Rugers. I mean, my gosh. We've got, I think, 3 Ruger 1022s. Any further news on the plasma cutter? No. All I know is that there's going to be a TI version. There's probably going to be a Vulcan version. I know the Vulcan version is rumor. The TI is guaranteed. I don't have any dates. I don't remember my dad giving $2. Yeah, my biological father is a real scumbag, actually. So we won't talk about him. And a scope. Yeah, Jeremy, yeah, you know, that's a good point. Get a good scope for it. What's your opinion on Milwaukee expanding and driving into the hand tools lines? You know, they're nice hand tools, but they're way overpriced. I'm sorry. When it comes to hand tools, I just want something that'll work and has a lifetime warranty. It doesn't have to be that expensive. It's a wrench. It's a piece of metal that turns a nut. People have been doing it for over 100 years. You don't need to be charging $100 and some for a 7-piece set.
Have a good night, JB.
Anyway, sorry. Good night. Have a good one. Harbor Freight CNC. You know, they make mini mills. They used to carry them in all the stores, but now they're catalog only, I think. There's a few stores I think that still have them.
I want to say that we've seen one or two.
Well, they used to have them when we started going. They were still in the stores. And there are mods out there to get stepper motors to attach. You attach one to each of the axes, and you can turn it into a pretty nice, inexpensive little CNC machine. Well, scopes should always cost more than guns. The rule of thumb is you should be spending twice as much on the scope as you spend on the gun. Like which I think is probably a bit much. You should be spending at least as much on the scope as you spend on the gun. So blizzard's over, got 6 to 10 inches. Oh my gosh.
Aww,
that's a lot of snow.
I miss the snow from the inside.
The Milwaukee DeWalt, I'm pretty sure the Milwaukee tools are made in China also. Or Taiwan. I mean, Taiwan is China. It's just they argue about who really is the government over there. I don't know about. Okay, I really miss Radio Shack like nobody's business. Being able to go down there and just grab a capacitor, or a resistor, or a switch or something. I mean, we got a Fry's, but I got to drive all the way across town and go into this huge store before I could just walk into, 20 feet to the back of the Radio Shack and grab what I needed. Would you ever review their CNC or mini lathe? Yeah, if I could get one. I just don't have the money right now to buy one, to be honest. Why am I awake? Because of the melodic sounds of my voice and my laryngitis that's coming on. Billy Blaze, I have a Smith & Wesson 357. Whoa, what happened there? Combat Magnum model, 1901, made in 19... Oh, pre-lock. That's a nice gun. I've had cheap wrenches and the adjustment fail and clamp gets deformed. Yeah, I had one from way back in the day when I got something from AutoZone. I had a ratchet that actually bent, like it went like that. That was special. You need a larger toolbox. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, there we go. I keep doing that because ADT's security system would be so easy to tell a customer to get a part for this, instead you got to search all over. Later, Raider.
Have a good night.
Milwaukee's made in China. Most brands are. They are. I love us, especially with the power tools. People are like, I don't buy that Chinesium stuff from Harbor Freight. You need to buy the blah, blah, blah. That's also made in China at the factory across the street. Peanut butter, creamy or crunchy? I used to love crunchy, and I still love it, but I had some dental work, and now the peanuts get caught in my teeth.
He's had head injuries as well.
That
Creamy
too,
all the way. Creamy.
You're nuts.
You're
the kind of person who would buy that peanut butter and jelly mix, pre-mixed stuff.
Hey, don't hate.
When she's so Berkeley that when we got married, she made me promise that we would never have anything but white bread in the house. Never any of that crunchy stuff, because she grew up with only like the 7-grain, what do they call it, when it's like sprouted.
Sprouted.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Why
don't you do gun videos? Seems a lot of us are interested. I started doing them, and YouTube shadow banned me for 6 months. I was going to start. In fact, I even set up a whole nother channel to do gun stuff. But then with moving and whatnot, I just haven't had time to go out and shoot as much as I'd like. There's a great gun range just down the way, and I'm trying to get a membership there. And if I do, then I'll start doing more videos, and maybe I'll start up the other channel. Hold on here. Hey, Bear, Lowe's is getting rid of Cobalt and taking the Craftsman. Give future or not? No, they're not getting rid of Cobalt. Cobalt's their house brand. Craftsman's getting shoved down the throats by Stanley Black & Decker. But that said, they're having to give up space on the shelves to Craftsman, and I think Cobalt is going to take the brunt of that right in the teeth. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting rid of the political channel because I don't have time to post on that. I've been doing so many more videos on here. Thoughts on the hydraulic impact drivers? I don't like them. I know everyone else loves them. They have this weird kind of twist to them rather than a sharp ta-ta-ta-ta. It does this kind of torque thing. And I find them harder to control. They're not as loud. But if you get used to it, I guess you get used to it. I don't like them. They just feel wrong.
Deborah Lynn, yes, Goobers was the name of the company where you can get peanut butter and
Goobers.
jelly in the same jar.
Ah.
Yes, I'm finding all the food questions and picking them out.
She's the foodie in the house.
You just scrolled past them.
Oh, hold on. Have you done a review of S&K tools? I haven't. I've got a bunch of older ones. I should do some stuff on S&K. What is shadow ban? Shadow ban is when they don't remove your channel, but they don't put you in the search algorithm and present you to new viewers. You're there. If people know to look for you, they can find you, but people don't stumble across you. Hold on here. Okay, he's explaining it. Love my search too. That just sounds wrong. I hear that is Cobalt hand tools that are losing out to Lowe's. Yeah, the Cobalt hand tools are going online only, I heard. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a good night, Raymond. Have a good one. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate supporting the channel. It really helps us do what we do here. Cobalt's double down on power tools. Yeah, they got pretty miffed when I said they weren't doing enough. All the gun channels out there, Demo Ranch, etc. Why mess with Bear's guns? Yeah, the thing is, you got to invest a lot and stay on top and have the latest guns. You always have to have the latest guns. And I don't have as many guns as I used to. I'll be honest, I sold almost all of my pistols when we moved. And the reason I sold them was because I was in California, and they make it really hard to bring pistols into the state. And they want you to move out of state. They want gun owners to move out of state and take their guns with them. So that was my middle finger to California was I'm going to sell all of my pistols just so they stay here, because I'm moving to a free state. I can buy what I want. And I guess I haven't felt much of an urge to restock as much. I mean, I have the stuff I need. I just don't have the collection I used to have. I kept all my long guns. It was just my handguns.
One of the guys was mentioning that his brother...
Hey, from Waco, Texas.
Hey. If you scroll up. One of them, their brother's first job as a fireman was in Berkeley.
Oh, wow.
They were some cool folks.
Man, I wanted to go to SHOT Show this year. Oh, if I could have gotten tickets. I just want to go to look around, play with the new stuff. My secret shame is I really like, I like Keltec. I like the stuff they're doing. Those new Keltec bullpups and stuff. Those things are nice. I know they don't have the best reputation for quality and everything else, but they're cool. You know what I said? Like, if you can admit to yourself that you're buying something just for fun, for a cool factor, I'm okay with it. See?
Here's a question you can answer.
What?
Chili. Beans or no beans?
She's setting you up.
Somebody else asked it. You just scrolled on.
Yeah. So I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio, which has its own style of chili. It's a thin style of chili sauce served over spaghetti with beans and shredded cheddar cheese over the top of it.
It's an acquired
You'd have to
taste.
Google Cincinnati chili to understand it. It's a local culture thing. It's addictive. It's first time you had it, you're like, "What is this? This is ridiculous. Why would anybody eat this?" 6 months later, you're like, "You know what? I'm kind of craving." Yeah, and I lived there for 10 years. So I'm full on, addict. Are you saying the Snap-on crowd might get miffed if you revoke their fan cards? You think HDX is anvil? They changed it? Really? I liked a lot of the HDX stuff. They had some great cheap little tools. Especially right after Christmas.
Matt was who asked about beans.
PMR 30. Oh, yeah. The PMR 30. That's a fun little pistol, isn't it? 30 round 22. I asked about beans. Yeah. Yeah, I like beans in chili, actually. Filler kind of stuff,
Well, here's the question. When you make your chili, do you add beans or do you not add beans?
I don't make chili.
When we have chili cook-offs, you
Oh, I did.
make chili.
I have made chili. Yeah, I always
He's
use
a little
beans.
tired. He
I always.
forgets.
It's just, I don't cook much. She does all the cooking. Whoa!
Yeah. Someone's having a night over there.
Cincinnati chili has cinnamon in it.
Yes.
Yeah, and some people claim there's chocolate in it, too.
I always wondered if it was like a derivative
Both suck.
of Greek.
I like Gold Star. I like Skyline, but I like Skyline for the chili spaghetti. I like Gold Star for the conies.
Now, here's a question. Does You Build It, We Destroy It, are you from the Cincinnati area or are you a transplant?
Or just traveling through.
Yeah, just traveling through.
Yep, near where Hawkeye. I remember that episode where he's having ribs sent in. There's a ribs place in Cincinnati they're famous for, and they ship ribs also. And they do a thing where they parboil them. They boil the ribs first, and then they put them in the smoker griller thing, and they literally fall off the bone.
Good night, Carson's Exploring Channel.
Good night. Secret bacon. Yeah, nice cubed or small chunk bacon in chili is pretty good.
Let's be real. Bacon. It's good. End of story. You don't even need to expand. Just add bacon. It's good.
It's funny. The missus and I were actually having this conversation today, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but for the most part, I'm on bacon. With breakfast with some eggs, like 2 strips of bacon, she can sit down and have bacon for breakfast.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's what's good.
Like the Snap-on bacon cooker for $5,000. Harbor Freight's probably coming out with one.
Beer is good.
Now I want ribs. You and me both. Somebody was talking about doing a barbecue thing. I should do a smoking, barbecue smoker version.
You Build It, We Destroy It says no, from Southeast Ohio, but Skyline has restaurants outside of Cincinnati. That's true. They also...
Southeast Ohio. Is that near Athens by any chance? Or was it Portsmouth? Is it Portsmouth?
Don't look at
the one
look
that
at
crosses
me.
the bridge. Your family. Her family history is from West Virginia.
Oh, yes. Still
Apparently.
doesn't mean I know geography.
Yeah, she doesn't
but
really
that's
know the
okay.
area. I've done a lot of illegal things down around your neck of the woods.
Hypothetically.
It's too late for all the kids. They're asleep, right? We can talk like
Or
adults
they
now.
have earmuffs on.
I could eat a whole package of bacon. You and Deborah should hang out.
Yes. No, the one...
Barbecue with different tools.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Oh, beef ribs are wrong. Always should be
No.
pork ribs.
They can be good.
Oh, they made chili this year. Ground turkey, 3 kinds of beans. That sounds pretty
That
good.
sounds kind of like taco soup a little bit.
Oh, you make a good taco soup. It's kind of like a Mexican chili thing.
It's
Bear
pretty good.
ribs. Hey now.
Hey, no cannibalism on the channel.
What brands of fishing poles do I like?
That one that we picked up in Livingston that we couldn't figure out for the longest time.
Oh, I bought used at the antique. I had a fly fishing. So I like to fly fish. I'm horrible at it. But I like trying.
He's learning. And fishing, it's the experience.
In the past, like I haven't done a lot of freshwater, like regular, spin casting kind of stuff in a long time. But it used to be Shakespeare was the stuff I would use.
Yes, near Athens. Grew up near Burr Oak.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of parties out around there.
Hypothetically.
I almost got shot at a party around there. Guy thought I was at a party. Guy thought I was coming on to his sister. She was just drunk and being crazy. Bears don't need fishing poles. Yeah, we use dynamite. No, I'm joking. Snoopy.
Pole.
I think we have one of those.
I think we might.
I think that we got a Spider-Man one, a Snoopy one, and a Frozen. Princess Frozen one. We got for the kids a while back. John Deere fishing pole. Oh. Martin, were you the one who suggested that before? Somebody suggested I do like a top 5 tools for the road, truck tools kind of thing. So, we do seem to have a lot of people who are over the road, which is funny because she's kind of a over the road groupie.
Groupie's a strong word, but I like trucks.
She's the one, she asked for her birthday. She wanted truck driving lessons. Mm-hmm. I live 30 plus poles. Oh, man. Ugly Stick. I forgot about Ugly Stick. I remember being like 13 and saving up to buy an Ugly Stick. I wanted an Ugly Stick in the worst way.
A Berserkly party? Question mark.
Does something happens in Berkeley?
I'm wondering, are you asking if I've ever been to a Berserkly party?
What do you do for a real job? Sorry if I asked before. Just YouTube. So these, as I said, I'm semi-retired. I do YouTube, and I'm also the author of the best-selling book in the world on how to make moonshine called The Home Distiller's Workbook, your guide for making moonshine, whiskey, vodka, rum, and so much more. Available on Amazon in both ebook and paperback form. As I said, I used to live in Kentucky.
Scroll up.
Hockey, NCAA regionals, really. Oh, yeah. Vehicle brand.
Not Chrysler.
Yeah, everyone's getting rid of cars. As far as our vehicles, I drive a Ram 1500 quad cab, and she's got a Jeep Renegade Trailhawk edition.
That's only because he won't buy me a tank.
It's really true.
Really, I would love a tank.
Oh, Jeremy Huff, that was the one. Yeah, we're going to start doing some truck driving because we apparently got a lot of truck drivers on the channel.
Matt is seconding the truck tools idea. Good night. I don't know who's going to bed.
Who's going? Oh, Russell. Good night, Russell. Take care. I bought that book. Yay, thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Livingston.
5 inexpensive multi-tools. That's a good one. We should definitely do that.
Scroll up.
Someone mentioned Livingston.
Yeah, scroll up.
I'm working on it.
Down. Livingston Saturday nights. And then it gets crazy in Berserkly. Yes, it does get crazy in Berserkly.
Livingston Central Valley or Livingston, Montana?
I'm assuming.
Because we have a house in Livingston, Montana. That's where we try to spend our summers when it's nice up there.
Beautiful.
Get your CD. I've been thinking actually about doing some hot shotting, but I need to get a bigger truck. I guess it'd be an excuse, right?
To buy
Kentucky doesn't make you a redneck. It's a hillbilly. Yeah, there are some hillbillies in that. No, the redneck side of me comes from mostly from the Iowa, Nebraska side.
Andrew didn't realize it was your book.
Oh, really?
Surprise! Billy Blaze, I have to say, the Coke can and some line, that is a great way to go fishing. As a kid, I did that a lot.
When you're fishing off a sailboat, that's the way you got to go, because trying to have a pole with all the rigging and stuff, it's not possible.
Or if you're a kid and you're fishing off of a pier.
Yeah. Montana, yeah, we love Livingston.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and do a meetup up there, probably in mid-July, for all our northern fans.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. The congestion's coming back.
Billy Blaze is a Miata fan.
I'm sorry. No, I like the Miatas.
Tiny.
They're too small for me, but
nervous.
Kentucky, where Northern Kentucky near Cincinnati in the what they call it, the tri-state area. I lived all around in there.
Jeremy Huff says if we want to play around with the truck with lots of gears, get an old Ford F600 with 2-speed rear end.
Oh wow. I'd love that, but it's something I'd also be driving around as a daily driver as well. So, yeah, hot shotting can be a grind. I wasn't planning to do it like full time, but just like I do a lot of runs to California, and we do the runs up to Montana and stuff. I thought if I'm doing long distance travel anyway, if I can add a load onto it, why not? Spinfisher 5. Buy the book, make whiskey, you know I have drunk. You know the rest of the story. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Let me add a image on here for those of you who haven't seen this.
Please stand by.
Where'd it go?
Montana would be great in July. And then over to South Dakota. The kids, if you were to ask them
love
today
South Dakota.
Where their favorite place that we have been to and traveled to, they would say hands down South Dakota. They loved going to Sturgis. They loved going to Mount Rushmore. They loved Deadwood. What is the other place? Yeah, they just had so much fun. It was beautiful. The RV park that we stayed in was awesome. Our kids love South Dakota. I would like for us to get to North Dakota. We have some family that's there.
We went 2 years ago, but we didn't get to see any family. Or anything.
We didn't get to see any family. We just did a little hop into North Dakota, got yelled at, and
some crazy lady in
there was
Bowman.
like a crazy lady, get off of my lawn, kind of individual. And I couldn't see any of those before. But yeah, Montana, I think so many people don't take the opportunity to travel in the United States. Take a look in your own backyard. I think international travel is great, and I really hope we can do that with the kids as well. I shouldn't say I hope. I know we will do that with the kids as well.
Yeah.
But there is so much difference, food-wise, culture, language, here in the United States. And it's a great opportunity to travel with your kids and instill the travel bug young.
Yeah. Hold on, let me catch up on some of these other ones real quick. The hot shotting to Vegas Inland Empire would be a money. It would be, but I need to get a car carrier, at least a single car carrier for that. I just have a utility trailer and what I have now, because it's all from where we're at. It's all automotive. Going to all the runs are automotive runs. Let's see here,
Billy Blaze, yeah, you and the Miata. I tried driving to Mendocino in a Miata and being in the passenger seat and being car sick. Not a good.
Oh,
yeah. Nope.
That road to Mendocino is nasty.
And I think also Santa Cruz, because it's windy.
Santa Cruz isn't as bad as Mendocino.
No, Mendocino is horrible. I think you should just fly there. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Wheel row. Yes, I'm using OBS. Why not? It's free, and it does everything you want to do. If you're going to California, Lotto, yeah, with the carbs. Yeah, Jeremy, man, get an internet. Okay. Wait, what was that other one? How do I animate the bear? Sorry, we don't talk about the bear magic. Autocross to my 2010 Camaro. Wow. Traveling across the East Coast of Canada, the West Coast was great. I've been to 46, I think it is. No, 4, somewhere in the mid 40s of all the states. I have not been to Alaska. I've not been to Hawaii. And I've not been to Mississippi, Alabama, or Louisiana. Been everywhere else.
Have you been to Oregon?
Been to Oregon. We drove through. You've been to Oregon with me.
Okay. My memory.
Oh my gosh. Do not ask this woman for directions.
Yes. Do not ask me for directions.
Hold on. Sorry. I know I'm sitting here. I'm not doing a good job here with catching up on the things. Have you ever done a review of the HF 1/4 inch cheap air ratchets? No, I have not. I said I don't have much in the way of air tools. I need to get some more. I used to have them, and I kind of got away from them. And I think all my air stuff is in storage, so I have to go and buy more. If you're going to be in Livingston, stop in Bozeman. I'll buy you a beer. We love Bozeman. We're in Bozeman at least once a week when we're in. I mean, that's where the Harbor Freight is, right?
Yeah. And the hot springs, which we went to last time.
Hey, it's an adult magazine, Bear approved. What's that? What'd I miss? You mean you haven't been to all 56 states? Wasn't that some senator or something said that? Night, guys. Tailford. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Hope we see you around some more. Thanks. That's it. Thanks for stopping by. Is there a specific reason we won't tell us how you animate the bear trade secret? It's not so much a trade secret, so much as two factors. A, I am not really thrilled with the guys who developed the software. They don't support the software well, and they do some things that are kind of shady, and I don't want to put business their way, and I've talked to them about it, and if they want to straighten their act out, they know what to do. The other thing is, what I do with their software is not exactly easy. It's not. They say it's supposed to be easy, and it's not. But I have a background in the video game industry. I ran a video game company for 20 years, so I know a lot more about animation and the kind of technical magic behind it to be able to do this. And anybody else who I sent over to use the software would be pretty disappointed with it if they didn't have a similar level of understanding. So, Alaska is beautiful. You got to go. I want to go to Alaska. It's one of the few places I'd actually like to take a cruise to be honest. The Billy going to bed. Have a good night there. No worries. I'm sorry, but I don't want anybody's to buy something that the publisher says that they're going to support and they don't, and that they tell people stuff will work and it won't, and you got to fix it yourself. Which is funny because, Harbor Freight used to be a lot like that. And that's kind of how I got started with the channel, was finding the stuff that you had to fix that was easy enough to fix and actually made it a good tool.
Says, damn, the bear's been around the course.
I have. I've actually lived, let's see here, Maryland, Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Arizona, Florida, California, Nevada. Spent enough time in Montana to almost claim living there. Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana. Spent a bunch of time in Michigan. As I said, I've traveled and driven. And all the places I've driven to, all the states that I've been to. This isn't just counting like stopping there in a plane flight. I've spent a significant amount of time in almost all those states. I think most people have no understanding of the north coast of California. It is. Man, Mendocino, the glass beach in Mendocino. If you want to see something beautiful, you got to check that out. I can play Madden like it's no one's business. I was never a fan of Madden. I was a 2K guy, probably because I worked for 2K. We did their baseball. That's when I started. I did World Series Baseball 2K for Sega, that then became the 2K franchise. That everything, the basketball, the football, all that came out of. So we're more on that. And then we did Slugfest, Blitz the League, and Ballers for Midway. Billy Blaze, I don't think you ask anyone for directions.
Not this
I'm not going to say I agree with you, but I agree with you. My question is, does it utilize any hardware? Is it strictly? It does utilize some hardware. I have a webcam. The same webcam I'm using for this, I use for the mocap. And there's some hardware you can use for the puppetry, the hand puppetry, but I just use some dedicated scripting for mouse keyboard control. Bear would be a good voice for Picard movie. Oh, Pixar. Pixar, like Picard, like Jean-Luc?
Yes, Jean-Luc Picard.
Engage. No, I don't think I have the... Have you traveled across Canada? I've been to some areas of Canada that I can't talk about now that I'm married. We'll just say they're in Windsor, if you know where that is.
I'm looking at you.
Oh, Slugfest. Slugfest was a great game. It wasn't that real hardcore kind of sim kind. It was more arcadey, which made it a lot more fun, a lot more relaxed. EA Sports, the guy I worked with, who was the CEO of the company I work with, was one of the first guys on Madden. And that's actually where he made most of his money. What happened to NFL 2K? EA cornered the market. They signed exclusive contract agreements with every single football and football-related company. They bought the rights to Major League Football, to National Football. They bought the rights to college football. They bought the rights to Arena Football of the League. They bought the rights to, rugby. Anything football related that could possibly be about football, they bought the rights to, and it killed everyone else off. They should have been investigated for collusion on that, for what do you call it? For monopoly status, because that's definitely monopolistic actions.
I know, yeah. Andrew's calling you out.
What about what?
About Windsor.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was a beautiful city. I was there as a tourist.
Skiing, I'm sure.
We went for the skiing. I was visiting friends in Detroit and decided to hop across the bridge for the evening. I was an innocent passenger. I had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah. Oh, well, have a good night. Carmen.
Who's going to bed? Carmeninias? Bears, has been much more entertaining than I thought it would be. Must be because of Miss... I'm sure it is because of her. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Yeah, EA, I'm not fans of EA and their business practices. And I can say that now that I don't work for them. We were an independent third party... The company still exists. We were when I ran it, we were an independent third party studio. One of the only third party independent studios to survive the crash in the mid 2000s.
Carman in AZ, Arizona.
Oh, Carman in Arizona. I get it.
Thank you for clarifying, and I apologize for butchering anyone's username.
Suggestions for growing a small channel. Consistency. Say when you're going to post and always post on the dates. If you're only going to post once a week and you do it every Sunday, post every Sunday at the same time. I suggest posting. The algorithm on YouTube wants you to post every single day. So if you can do at least a small post every day and then do one big post, or do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing. But actually, that's not even good because Fridays are not usually a good day to post. You got to learn how the algorithm works and then follow the algorithm. Thursday nights around 4 are usually the best time to post. And then stay focused. Figure out what your channel is going to be. I thought in the beginning that I could do, a little bit of everything, and it didn't work because I saw people like Wranglestar, who he talks about religion, he talks about guns, he talks about gadgets, he talks about farming, homesteading. I'm like, I want to be like that. I want to talk about all that philosophy and politics, and I try to do that, and I couldn't do it. Most people can't. I don't know how he manages it.
Joe is saying, do what you enjoy and love, which is true.
Yep.
Do something you would do even if
you weren't getting paid for it?
If you weren't getting paid, or even if you never saw something from it. Also, know your audience. Hopefully you're like you said, you're doing something that you love.
Yeah, got to be real.
Yeah,
people
have to be
find
real.
out.
Mm-hmm.
And ignore the haters. There's all sorts of people.
Yep.
I had some guy one time tell me that it was a video I did where I was building a bench and I hung a few tools on the pegboard and it looked like I had like 5 tools. He goes, "You don't have enough tools to be doing tool reviews. This channel sucks. Unsubscribed." I'm like, well, A, I can see who subscribers are, and you were never a subscriber. And B, you've obviously not looked at any of my other videos, but you just gotta, let that roll off your back like water off a duck's back, and and move on and just keep being honest and being real. I get people calling me a shill for Harbor Freight all the time. Well, you're getting paid by Harbor Freight. I don't get paid squat. They give me some free tools when I'm lucky enough to get them. And I've gotten free tools from Cobalt sent me free tools. I've got free Cobalt tools. I've gotten free tools from a lot of different companies. So
Autobahn Dan says, just say Milwaukee sucks.
Milwaukee sucks. That's how you get views.
Yeah.
And I did the first one of those, the DeWalt sucks, just because I hate fanboys. I hate people who think you should choose the color of the tool based on choose the tool based on the color, which is just, so it's just me pulling their tail. And so many people were like, this is great. You need to do a Milwaukee next. So I went, all right. I mean, I'm actually a huge Milwaukee fan, but all right, we'll have some fun with it. And boy, they were pissed. I got probably 4 times the amount of hate mail. And you guys didn't even see the stuff because YouTube filters a lot of the really foul-mouthed stuff. I had people, basically just, cursing me, cursing the kids. There are real lowlifes out there.
Yeah, don't let the haters.
Just hit the delete button.
Yeah, move on. Don't even, yeah. Matt says you get paid in 25% off coupons.
What is it? Scott Punk. Hey, Scott Punk. I've been meaning to talk to you. Do you follow Explorer Steve? Because he does all the the van kind of stuff like you're into. Anyway, he does a lot of cool stuff. I thought we're gonna start doing some collabs with him, and I was hoping that you were following him also. Anyway, he was saying take the money from these companies that you're promoting, and what was it? And money, don't follow up the hate to say, yeah. Yeah, if you've seen it, like I also get all these Chinese companies wanting to send me stuff, and for the most part, I just go, they send me, we'd like to send you this stuff to do a review. If you will agree to these conditions, I go find whatever, and I give them my PO box. And if they want to send me stuff, I'll send it, but I don't agree to any kind of terms. I won't do any video that they either get a review process of, or or that I won't get or they someone will say like, we'll pay you, but only if we get to see the video first.
Right. Like if there's any kind of strings attached, or I'm not articulating words right now.
No. Sorry, real quick. Scott Punk, you need to look up Explorer Steve. He's another Vegas guy. I actually met him last week. He's a YouTuber. He's got a bigger channel than I do.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, and you'll like his stuff, I promise. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
No, I was having a hard time finding the right words. Basically, that the channel is about reviewing tools. It's not about reviewing tools and they get to decide what you say.
And if I lied about it, you guys would know it. I mean, it's not like imagine if I was reviewing that DeWalt, was it the 887 or 877, the one that catches on fire? Oh, this thing's great because they give it to me for free. Everyone else has it and they're catching it on fire. You're going to know that I'm lying. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't believe I have ethics, which my whole life is built around it, but you just, for that matter alone, it would be stupid. Plus, you could go back and look at all my other videos and see what I say about stuff.
Scroll up. There was a question about, is it Zephael? Yes.
Rethink?
Us. If you're going to review air tools.
The Ingersoll Rand. Yeah. They're great tools if you have the money for them. Even haters reviewers. Yeah, here's a secret with YouTube. When they go like, we hate you and give us a thumbs down, YouTube's algorithm views thumbs down and thumbs up the exact same way. They're all just interactions. That's all they care about. Martin, you must not see my streams. Okay. Never had a Milwaukee battery or tool fail in 8 years. I beat the snot out of them. But they will. There are some people, as I like to say, we had a Pinto and it never blew up. I'm not saying your tools are going to blow up, but I'm just saying I've also bought, equipment that is supposed to be the bee's knees and never die. out of the box, dead. It happens.
Matt says, don't review that 6 hour that goes off when you drop it.
The 6, yeah, I had one of those. I sold it. Before I found out about that, I bought it when they first came out, and I just never liked the grip on it. The P360, was it, or something like that? Anyway, your channel is very honest. In fact, I promote your channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, for those of you who don't know, Scott Punk, he's got a channel where he does a lot of stuff about van life and living an alternative lifestyle. I'm a big fan of that sort of thing. I think it comes from the sailing. Because when you're on a sailboat, you spend significant time on a sailboat, you start thinking about, it's very important about how much things weigh and what goes in the sailboat needs to come out of the sailboat because only so much stuff is going to fit. So, good morning from the UK. Ken, how's it going?
Morning. Snow there? What's the weather? I always want
in
to
the
know
UK?
the weather. Yeah, it snows in the UK.
Hold on here. There's a question right here. Oh, okay, yeah. That was the last of his. What you will I with that nose that keeps you growing? Look at that tool was more of a joke. Explorer Steve could be cooler if he went to Harbor Freight more often. Yeah, he just told me that people always tell me you need to go to Harbor Freight more often. Welcome, Ken. Oh yeah, I recall mentioning that you built some Heathkit stuff. I did too. I love Heathkit. I love those kind of kit kind of things. I know they're technically still around, but it's not really the same company. Cop Tool. Oh, you saw from Cop Tool. Yeah, they covered a couple of they did the history of DeWalt and the history of Milwaukee. They covered both of those videos. And they've got a cute little channel over there. I like those guys. But yeah, that was nice. I didn't know they were covering. I got an email saying, "Hey, we're going to talk about your video in one of our videos. Do you mind?" And I get a lot of emails like that all the time. And I have no idea who they are. I'm like, sure, yeah, go ahead. And next thing I know, people are going, hey, I'm coming over from Cop Tool. Love you. Keep the good work from Florida. Oh, yeah, just bragging about being in Florida again. How nice your weather is down there where the rest of us are freezing. Which DeWalt catches on fire? It's the Impact. The correct, guys, what is it? Is it the 887 or the 877? I think I've got tool dyslexia. I can't think of which one it is. But yeah, I know VCG was talking about it, but before they were talking about it, I had literally 5 people in a week going, hey, have you heard this thing's got my tool? Have you seen anything about that? And I'm like, no, I haven't used it, so. And then sure enough, I look into it, and yeah, the thing's catching on fire. Well, I don't know if it's catching on fire, but it's smoking pretty badly. Let's say that. Catching on fire may have been a bit of exaggeration. Can you review plasma cutters at some point? I really like to see what you think. I'm trying to get my paws on the new one from TI. Smyrna Beach, the 887. There you go. What is Heathkiss? Heathkiss is an old electronics kit manufacturer, and they used to make radios and ham radio stuff, and electrical meters and multimeters and oscilloscopes and all sorts of geeky stuff in the 50s and 60s, and a little bit in the 70s. Get paid by Harbor Freight. I wish somebody would pay me. That would be nice. Yeah, boy, I get so many people coming to the channel going, I wish there was Harbor Freight in England. It's amazing how many people are in England. It's amazing how many people buy my book. Where is it? It's over there. The Home Distillers Workbook. I get a lot of people who buy that in England and Germany. A ton of buyers in Germany. And Japan. My book... I'm big in Japan. Did you know that? I'm like famous over there. I'm 6'2". Of course I'm big in Japan. I have all brands of tools and a Craftsman toolbox, 2 Mac toolboxes, pink box. So, excuse me, guys. From Stanley, I've got all sorts of stuff. I've got S&K tools. I have a Snap-on wrench. One. I didn't buy it.
I was going to say, where did that come from?
Texas Instruments, yeah. I know, titanium it's the, yeah. Yeah, dude, check out Audubon Dan's channel and his Instagram. He's got some great stuff. Mm-hmm. The Sears is not closing down. They, at the last minute, pulled a backroom deal, and one of the creditors essentially flipped and screwed over all the other creditors and agreed to the terms. And they were the biggest creditors, so the judge let it go, and he was able to buy it. Basically, he ran the company into the ground and then bought it for pennies on the dollar. And now he has all this real estate that he's just going to turn around and part out, and I'm not happy about it.
Pink box tool box. Is that filled with donuts?
There's a donut place here called Pink Box. That's why she's asking. Saving that book to my Amazon list. Well, if you have any questions about making moonshine, whiskey, vodka, rum, or so much more, just feel free to email me anytime. I keep saying I'm going to do a video on making moonshine. I need to get around to doing it. You forgot to mention about the TV sets that he could get used to make, or we had to make.
Like putting the TV set together?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about with Sears?
A month mascot bear?
I want to know when you're going to make a month mascot. We go, t-shirts. Yeah. I got so many things I need to do. I've been working on this little wooden 3D snap together bear, and I've been modeling and stuff, and I was going to sell as a little, so everyone could have their own little bear mascot next to them on their desk. But
everyone needs a bear.
I just need to get around and find time to do it.
Not my bear.
I wonder how that judge let Fast Eddie get away with it. I think it had to do with something with money. Oh, the Sears Pink Box lime and lime box, yeah. Looking at the Harbor Freight 21-gallon compressor that went on sale in March. Recommend for light-duty home use. It's great. It's loud. I recommend, if you get it, follow the break-in procedure exactly. Make sure you drain it and everything else to bear Crocs. and run it hard for the first month. And because if it's gonna die, it's gonna die then. Mm-hmm. And then if not, then you're golden. And they can, as long as you stay on top of the oil, change it at least once a year, and and drain it, consistently. It'll last a long time.
Matt needs a bear sticker for his tool chest.
Oh, Alan built a 25-inch Heath. I didn't know they did TVs. I honestly did not know that. I've been trying to kill mine for years. Just change the oil in it, yeah. And as I said, you missed it, was earlier. I actually have in my garage right now, Harbor Freight sent over. I've got the Fortress 1-gallon, the McGraw 20-gallon oiled, and the McGraw 21-gallon oilless. Plus, I already had the black 21-gallon, and I've got a California Air 1-gallon. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of comparison videos in the next week. Just waiting for my decibel meter to come in. Quietest table saws are belt driven, just saying. Yes, they are. I realized that it's been a while since I dealt with job site saws. It's been a while. And I've had some really nice, well-tuned table saws. I had a Jet that was, brand new, was almost $2,000. I bought it used and fixed it up. And I've had the Delta. I had a couple nice Craftsman. I had that nice Rigid. And those things just hum with universal motors and just they purr. Man, I got the Harbor Freight, the Hercules, and the DeWalt. Oh my gosh. Things are loud, so loud compared to a really nice hybrid or cabinet saw. Yeah, the 21-gallon air compressor is not a quiet, delicate thing.
It scares me it's going to explode.
That was the only way he used to get a TV set. That's cool. I had no idea they did TV sets. I would like to try doing that. Get the 3D printer. I do. You know what? It's in the center of my garage right now. It needs to get tuned up. It's been sitting in, whatchamacallit? in a storage unit for past year, so it probably is going to need a few parts to get working again. But I do need to get on that.
Andrew wants to know what led you to replace the granite top on the Rigid.
I didn't. I bought it that way. I paid $100 for that saw because it didn't have a granite countertop. And that scared most people. So for those guys who don't know, I had a Rigid R4511. I don't remember what the subset on it was. But it originally shipped with a granite countertop rather than a cast iron one. And it was a beautiful saw. And a lot of people think it's a hybrid saw just like all the other ones. But because it had a granite top, they couldn't hang the trunnions for the saw off the top, which is what most hybrid saws are. Real cabinet saws are smooth, not only because they're belt driven, but because the motor mounts and the trunnions are on the cabinet and not the top. And so it doesn't vibrate the table as much. And everything else, even if it looks like a cabinet saw, is really technically a hybrid. They call it a hybrid, but it's technically a contractor saw because it hangs. It's all built on the table, and the cabinet just acts as a stand. And this, because sorry for bumping the mic there, but this whatchamacallit, the Rigid, because it had cough drop on the loose, because it had a granite countertop, it was actually technically a hybrid, or not a hybrid, a cabinet saw. And at some point it had broken, and the guy who I bought it from was a master cabinet maker, and he'd used that saw for years, and he was finally upgrading to a Delta Unisaw. And he built this really nice custom top it was MDF with laminate on it to make it nice and smooth. And I paid $100 for it, and I turned around and I sold it for, I hope he's not watching the channel now, $275. Because, you know, I knew what the thing was, and most people didn't. I already have one in my mouth. I know I'm still standing congested and coughing. Sorry. Any mufflers I've tested on air compressors? I have not. I've looked into it, but I've not actually tested anything. Howdy from Phoenix. They're 12, 13-inch planers. They're standard lunchbox planers. The Rigid TS belt drive. They're very quiet. Yep, the DeWalt job site saw. It's great, but it is loud. The history of Northern Tool. I'm going to do it at some point, but it's going to be like last in line. It's just not a big enough company. Laser sinter machines. For you guys who don't know, that's a form of 3D printing. We're in metal, where they use a laser to sinter the metal together. Yeah, Ken, we feel for you. Hard times. Shizu just joined the channel 3 days ago. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the den. That's what you say. What's my opinion on Black & Decker tools? Personally, don't think much. I think they're great if you have a one-bedroom apartment in the city and you need to hang something on a wall. They're perfect for that because you can turn around and use them as a hammer. No, they're for, you know, honey-do for people who don't know how to do honey.
For somebody who doesn't,
is
going to use it a lot.
And that's the thing. And I'm not trying. This is not me calling him out, but I know a lot of you guys were on the live stream with Vince over at VCG. And it's very cool, guys. Guys, check out his channel. They got some great stuff over there. They're really smart guys, and they're hilarious to watch. They're very funny. And they find you some great deals as well. But the thing is, he falls into the trap of, and I guess it's easier for me to explain it. Somebody asked him, he was looking at the table saws. They were in Home Depot. He was doing a live stream from Home Depot. He's walking around showing all the different tools, and he goes by all the table saws, and he shows because the hot topic right now are the cordless table saws. And he shows them, and he's like, here's the DeWalt one, here's the Milwaukee one. He talks about the differences and everything, blah blah blah. And then he walks by, and then somebody says, hey, well, what about the Ryobi ones? And he comes back and he goes, well, he's like, what you should do is you should save up a little bit more money and buy the DeWalt one. And I understand why he said it, but he failed to do the first most important thing. And I learned this, if you guys were watching earlier in the channel, from being a buyer and being the person who supplies tools to people. And that is, ask them what they're going to use it for. Mm-hmm. Because my first thought is, if the guy's looking at Ryobi, even though it's a job site saw, he's probably not using it on a job site. This is probably some guy who's got, this is like his first table saw he's ever going to buy. Mm-hmm. And he's probably just going to do stuff around the house. He's probably a hobbyist. And he doesn't need the DeWalt for a job saw. And if you're going to be doing stuff at home, you don't need a job site saw, period. Any job site saw. I'm sorry. Get yourself a real table saw. You're going to need, the bigger table is better. It just is. And Vince can hate me for saying this, but I made the comment of, like, look for an old Craftsman. If you're a home gamer and you're just going to be stationary in one shop, even a 30-year-old Craftsman table saw that's well tuned and, in good running condition, is going to cut better than a brand new DeWalt top of the line job site saw. And it comes down to this: cast iron table with wings and a full-size Bessemer fence versus a tiny little table on a job site saw. And they're all the same. Doesn't matter which one it is. So if you got to ask, the first question always has to be, what are you going to do with it? Sorry, little rant there. But you guys do check out VCG Construction. They are smart guys. They're on the job all the time. They test these things. They use them every day. They know what they're talking about. But it's the kind of thing where you get pigeonholed because you have that mindset from doing that all the time and you don't think outside that box. So.
Good night, RY Nirvana.
Good night. Have a good one. Hold on, let me... Did you hear about the 767 that went down in Houston?
Went down in Houston. Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that.
It's a cargo plane, so it had 3 people on board.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry to hear that. No. And I would not suggest, as Will point out, don't buy the Ryobi. I wouldn't suggest buying the Ryobi. I would suggest getting a used Craftsman or something decent used off of Craigslist. But, again, you got to figure out what you're doing. If this is somebody who's actually a contractor and trying to earn money with the saw on job sites, save up and get a real job site saw. The Ryobi is just barely a step above that crappy one that Harbor Freight sells. That's as I say, the Finger Slicer 2000. I'm not saying the new Hercules job site saw is bad. Just to give you, I think it's decent. I think it's right in line with all the other good job site saws out there. But I don't want to ruin it for you. But yeah, not the cheap little red box thing. That thing's junk. Ryobi tools are pretty good. Yeah, their OnePlus stuff is fabulous. It's definitely, because it used to be Ryobi, Black & Decker, and then it was Rigid was on par with Porter Cable, and then it was Milwaukee on par with DeWalt. And these days, all in my book, the entire TTI line has stepped up half a step above everybody else. Rigid, or Ryobi, is above, actually, it's not only above Black & Decker, I'd say it's above Porter Cable. And then Rigid is probably on par, close to being on par with the DeWalt stuff, at least the lower end DeWalt stuff. And Milwaukee, of course, for pros is the choice to go with. Or Hitachi. Hitachi makes fabulous stuff. And they come with a lifetime warranty for those of you who don't know. All right. Let's go Craigslist offer up. Yep. In fact, I'm meaning to do a live stream one of these days where I just let people come in and say, hey, I'm looking to buy this tool in this city area, and we pull up Craigslist, we pull up OfferUp, we pull up Let Go, and we help them find the best tool that we think they should buy. And we make fun of all the people who are asking too much money for their tools and send them hate mail. I'm joking, we wouldn't do that. Would totally do that.
Online.
Yeah. Like you said in your vid, shop hard to not overpay for used table saws. Yeah. You're going to be giving up time for money. Yeah, I wondered about that, about why they made that choice with the table saw, and when they'd already done that with the miter saw. Because for those of you who didn't know, when DeWalt FlexVolt came out with the miter saw, it was the hybrid power. It could be battery or plug-in. But as far as I know, none of the FlexVolt table saws can be plugged in. They're just battery only. Excuse me. Gravity generator is good for air conditioning in the van. Well, they must be pretty good if they can run the air conditioning. Oh, sorry. Let me go back here and make sure if we missed anything.
Oh, it was an Amazon plan?
Oh, it was? Are you kidding? Any info on the coupon extensions for use in Harbor Freight website? I've seen in your videos. You always want to... Any info on the coupon extensions you use? Oh, yeah, it's on the Harbor Freight coupon database's website, HFQBD Harbor Freight HFCPQB.com. Somebody type it out for him. I can't think right now.
Somebody say that 10 times fast.
Bought my first drill. I bought my first drill for my apartment at Black & Decker, and the NiCad batteries didn't last very long. Yeah, exactly. It's, you've got your first apartment. You need something to do the job. You don't need anything big. Lots of people hitting the table saw drugs.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Yeah. By the same count, if you guys have been with the channel for a while, I had that essentially brand new Delta table saw, the one you can buy at Lowe's right now, which, by the way, is one of the best new table saws you can buy. I love that thing, but I paid $250, $275 for it off of Craigslist, and that was by haunting Craigslist every day for 6 months. Thanks, Zephiel. Thank you for putting that up there. Go to that website, and on the front page, they've got a thing to install that extension for Chrome.
Good night, Deborah Lynn.
Good night. Thanks for staying with us. Oh, wow. We've been doing this for 2 hours and 51 minutes.
Yep.
How do we do that? I've never done a live stream where I'm actually talking that long. Not to mention the snow one. Wow. Well, I guess we did the one in the truck when we were driving.
Yeah. And that kept cutting out in the middle of California.
Oh, yeah, because of reception. I guess we should go to bed, too. I'm getting kind of tired myself.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Any last questions before we wrap this up for the night? Remember, Milwaukee sucks. Never buy them. That's a joke. That's a joke. All right. We're going to try and do this on a regular basis because people like it when the missus chimes in. She brings a different kind of, vantage to this. Maybe we'll have the Cubs chime in one night. We'll do it a little bit earlier. All right. Okay. Well, we're out of here then. So
have a good night.
Take care. And as always, shine on.
Shine on.
Now, how did I get out of this place?